J.R.R. Tolkien in a letter to Sir Stanley Unwin in 1950, after finally completing The Lord of the Rings. Quote, "Ridiculous and tiresome as you may think me, I want to publish them both, The Silmarillion and The Lord of the Rings, in conjunction or in connection. I want to. It would be wiser to say I should like to, since it is not very likely to see the light, even if paper were available at will. All the same, that is what I should like. Or I will let it all be. I cannot contemplate any drastic rewriting or compression. Of course, being a writer, I should like to see my words printed, but there they are. For me, the chief thing is that I feel that the whole matter is now exercised, and rides me no more. I can turn now to other things."
Hey, I'm Danny J.
And I'm Joel N.
I'm Trevor D.
I'm Joe Vaske.
And together we are...
Keep on Tolkien!
Yeah.
You better believe it.
Whoop, whoop. Welcome back, everyone.
We're not
Episode
lying.
117.
Yeah, this is going to be the end cap, a special bonus episode at the end of our Great Tales of the Elder Days series.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of going through lore and stuff like that. We're just going to talk about the journey that it took to get here, 100 episodes and the 15 episodes that we just finished.
Yeah, the 15 episodes, that was the 3 Great Tales, Beren and Luthien, the Children of Húrin, and the Fall of Gondolin, if you've been keeping track. But yeah, let's take it easy today, you guys.
Yeah, take a little loosey-goosey today.
That opening excerpt was particularly appropriate because it kind of reflects how we feel. We feel like we have now exorcised our demons.
I love that.
On this matter.
He uses the word exercise, and I love that. And I was like, I was telling the guys, like, this letter's from 1950. This is before The Exorcist. So a lot of people didn't know that wasn't a popular word to use. It's kind of funny that he used that word.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
It was before The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Shows a bit of his literary greatness.
Yeah, like it's kind of a smart guy word back then. Like now everybody knows what it means, but yeah, back then it was a smarty pants word.
It also sounds like it really was. It must have been really frustrating him.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't imagine having all this stuff and then just having to beg people to publish. It would be, oh my god, it would just be the worst.
Well, and the paper shortage, like
and then he refers to that in the letter too. Yeah, the paper shortage. Yeah.
But that general sentiment, now it is exercised and the matter rides him no more. I feel like that was very applicable to us finally finishing this beast.
Yes. I actually cannot fucking believe how long it took us to do this series. Like, actually, seriously, you guys.
Yeah, it was like over a year. We took a whole ass unplanned break and everything in the middle, too.
Mm-hmm.
Did it end up being basically a whole nother season?
Yeah, it totally did. It totally ended up being another season.
You guys are crazy.
Guys?
Yeah, Trev?
What's up, bud?
I know considering how this series started, it might be a little weird, but something happened.
Jesus Christ.
Have you been fucking with neutrinos again?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Are you okay, dude?
I'm fine, but I did have another experience.
Oh God, what happened this time?
Do you remember a friend that works as an acoustic engineer?
Yeah, don't say their name. Yes, but I know who they are.
Well, they invited me to their job at the Orfield Laboratory.
Wait, that place down in Seward? Yeah, that's where the world's quietest room is, isn't it?
That's precisely right, and that is actually exactly where I was going.
Wait, I've heard of that place. It's so quiet you can hear your blood moving and your eyelids blinking.
Yeah, that's the one. No one's been able to stay in the room for more than 40 minutes. They begin to panic, and then they end up having to leave.
Yeah, I think we've actually mentioned it on the show before. So you actually got to go there?
Oh, I needed to go there.
Ooh.
For some, ongoing, we'll call it research.
Oh, God, Trevor, what are you researching now?
Ooh, this time, consciousness itself.
Oh, that sounds kind of cool.
It's best if I just start from the beginning.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Well, the breakthrough I made at the mind was great, but I needed to go further. I had proven that we can travel backward from our timeline with the flash drive.
Oh, yeah, I guess you kind of did prove that, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to prove next the existence of other parallel timelines, where alternate versions of ourselves live out their lives.
You wanted to prove that?
You guys, I'm pretty sure that I just did. I have something for you guys.
Wait, what do you got there, bud?
An old phonograph record It's marked October of 1937.
So you found an old record. They're around. I don't get it, Trev.
I think this record may be from another timeline. It may be us in the past, or at least a version of ourselves.
What are you talking about, Trevor?
I haven't quite worked out the math yet, but I'm pretty sure this is like some kind of alternate 1930s version of KOT.
What the
fuck?
Yeah, and it's all thanks to the anechoic chamber at Orfield.
Wait, when did you do this?
Last Saturday.
Oh, shit.
Really?
What?
Never mind. It's probably nothing.
That's the day we met for coffee at Caribou, right?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Nothing.
I'm sure it's nothing. Just please continue your story.
Okay, so I met with you guys at Caribou and, had some coffee and I made my way over to Seward.
Wait, I would have met for coffee. What the fuck? What were you all doing that day?
We were watching Cloud Atlas and stuff.
Yeah. It's really not important, I'm sure. Please continue, Trev.
Well, I had to take the bus across town, so it took a little while to get there. And on the way, I began to have a soaring sense of optimism for, everything. My mind was like really free and I had some great ideas. I even wrote a song, guys.
Huh.
Hey, that sounds really nice, man.
Danny, I think we should tell him.
Mm-mm.
Tell me what?
Never mind, Trev. I really don't think it's important.
Okay. Well, anyway, I met with our mutual friend and we had a chat for a while. We laughed a lot. I remember everything they said. It was so funny to me. And, anyway, we went over to the chamber and, our buddy warned me about some of the things that I might experience while inside. But I was prepared, man. Like, I was going to stay in that room longer than anyone else.
But why, Trevor? What does this have to do with other dimensions?
Well, you see, the problem with other dimensions is obviously that we can't detect them with the senses. And that's when it hit me. Static.
What, you need to block out all other stimuli to truly perceive?
Exactly. I thought if I could block everything out, I might be able to find other dimensions, and if I'm lucky, make contact.
Make contact.
That's right, Joel.
Okay, Danny, you gotta tell him. He has to know.
Okay. All right. Know what?
The day we met for coffee, you accidentally drank Danny's Americano.
Oh, shit. Oh, sorry, bro. I thought that was mine.
No, it's okay, really.
So me and Danny had plans to watch Cloud Atlas that day.
Yeah? So?
Danny, just tell him.
So, there may have been several very hefty drops of liquid acid in that Americano.
Acid? Really? Acid?
Yeah, it's a slang term for LSD.
I know what acid is. Why didn't you tell me?
Well, we meant to, but...
I ate more acid and forgot.
God damn it, you guys. What the fuck?
I'm sorry, bro. I never had a dropper before. It's just crazy. Drop.
Ugh. I mean, whatever. I guess it all worked out, but god damn it.
So wait, how was Cloud Atlas?
It was fucking awesome.
Totally, bro.
Okay, hold. Can I get back to my story here?
Sorry.
Okay, so once alone in the room, I began to experience, the things that had been reported by others. I could hear my eyelids blinking, the blood rushing in my veins. I could hear that. Yeah, I tried to focus my mind on the nothingness, and I slowed my breathing.
Damn, that sounds fucking crazy. You must have been tripping your face off, dude. You are a fucking legend, Trev.
God damn it, dude. What happened next?
I found that the room around me began to melt away, and I traveled far, very far. But I never left the room, and not in the traditional sense.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's crazy. Where did you go? Did you see anything?
Oh, I couldn't see anything, but at the same time, I saw everything. I could see before me faceless shadows, too many to count. One of them stepped forward and spoke to me. He welcomed me, and so did the others. They didn't speak, but I knew they were me, or all versions of me assembled here somehow.
What the hell, Trevor? What happened? What did they say?
Well, I mean, we spoke about everything for what seemed like years, decades even. We held intercourse.
Wait, you had intercourse with all versions of yourself? Is that gay or is that just masturbating?
Okay, so after many long conversations, I was given a gift. This old record. It will reveal to us ourselves in another timeline. A version of ourselves that could have been, it's us from an alternate 1930s.
Fuck. Let's drop the needle on it, guys.
I was told to show you this and was made to memorize something to tell you guys, but I will tell you at the end.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
You're listening to a recording of a WDGY program. Hear more on WDGY at 11:30 a.m.
Hey there, gang. I'm your host, Joseph, and this is Literary Circle on WDGY. If it's your first time tuning in, this is the show where we discuss brand new literature with people from all walks. The book we will be discussing today is yet to be released in the United States, but it's making real waves with its release over across the pond. It's called The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. What's a hobbit? Search me. Hopefully we will find out. But first, let me introduce you to our guests today. Firstly, we have Joel McGillicuddy. He is a factory lector from Ford Motor Plant over in Highland Park.
It's really great to be here, Joseph. I read a lot of books to the workers at the factory to keep their spirits up. It does about as good as a snort of old Irish whiskey, but we read just the same.
All right. Thank you for being here, Joel. Our next guest is a socialist, author, and poet, Daniel Haywood.
It's very fine to be here. Yes, very fine indeed. I can't wait to discuss some new literature with new comrades I've made here today.
Well, that is just fine. Professor Knut Olafsson is our next guest. He is a professor of medieval literature and pre-Christian mythology. Welcome, Professor.
Guess again, Mac.
I beg your pardon?
Your professor, he ain't so good at 5-a-card stud, see? So you get me instead. Diamond Joe's the name, but most people call me the Dubuque Kid. Best riverboat gambler on the Mississippi from Bemidji to New Orleans.
All right. I guess you'll have to do.
Good to have you, comrade.
Top of the morning.
All right. Now that we have all of us here, we are going to read the book and come back tomorrow for discussion. But for our listeners, we'll be right back after a word from today's sponsor, Ma Brown's Bread. Ma Brown says, eat Ma Brown bread. All right, gang, we are back and have read the book and are ready to discuss it for you today. Let's go around and see what our guests thought of the book. You first, Joel.
Well, I thought this book to be just about the greatest thing I've ever read. When I finished this novel, I fell down to my knees and prayed to the Lord Jesus and his Mother Mary to make there be a sequel.
Jiminy Cricket. That really says a lot. Thank you. And you, Daniel?
Simply put, this is the most amazing piece of literature I have ever come across. It has replaced Das Kapital as my favorite piece of literature.
Jeepers creepers, that is a statement.
Yes, it could be the heroin that I bought from Snyder's drugstore earlier, but I feel as if I could just weep over this book. Maybe I should do a toot of Colombian marching powder to even things up, huh? Anyone else?
All right, why not? Nothing wrong with nose powders. We're all adults here. Yowza!
Ain't nobody gonna ask me? Oh, I love this book, 6 Ways from Sunday. I think it's all I'm gonna think about or talk about from now on.
You and me both.
I'll buy that.
Preach it, brother.
Okay, so we are agreed. All we talk about is this book from now on. All right, so what was your favorite thing about the book?
Well, as a Catholic, I really enjoy how in line this story was with my Catholic faith. I felt it was very, very much a Catholic work.
Well, now here, see. I felt it was the most socialist piece of literature since The Jungle. It literally had the dwarves seizing the means of productions from a bloated monster that hoards wealth. I mean, it sounds like Marx wrote this himself.
What about Riddles in the Dark? Oh, boy, that chapter was swell. What a wager to make. What a game.
And what about Gandalf? How swell was he, gang? Oh boy, I'm just so worked up I don't know what to even say. My words are gone.
I know what might bring him back. I got some rifa from a swing baby jazz cat down in New Orleans. You know, I bet we could make a card game that was like this book.
What now? Oh, beg your pardon.
Yeah. Cards could represent, like, characters and, like, places and spells. You could choose which card to play.
Oh, St. Patrick, that sounds like a lovely idea.
Just swell.
A card game based in the same genre as this book? Well, that would be magic.
No. No. We could create our own playable fantasy. We could get dice. Yes, dice. That's perfect.
Sounds like a game that my comrades and I would be very fond of.
You know what, gang? I think from now on this radio show should just talk only about this Tolkien guy's books.
You got that straight?
Sing it, Canary.
Well, gang, that's the whole shooting match, I think. We'll be back with so much more about this new book called The Hobbit by this swell guy named Tolkien. Well, we really don't know what we are doing here, but we're gonna keep on doing it.
That's right. We'll keep on something, all right.
Well, I'm off to the opium den. Anyone want to come along?
I'm your Huckleberry.
Lead the way, sir.
Fine plan, sir. Fine indeed.
Wow. That was really something.
So that was us in the 30s, but not us, but could be us someday? I'm really confused.
I think it's best if we don't think about it too hard.
And what was it you were supposed to tell us? You memorized something to say?
Oh, yeah. It goes as follows.
Shit, I can't wait to hear what this is.
Our lives are not our own. From womb to tomb, we are bound to others, past and present, and by each crime and every kindness, we birth our future.
Wow. That's pretty cool. I wonder what it means.
So, you've never seen Cloud Atlas then, Trev?
Nope.
Okay, moving on then, guys. Yeah, 100th episode. We're going to do some reflecting here today, guys.
Yeah, but first we should probably address the big ol' elephant in the room.
Oh, yeah, this is just first. I forgot.
So some of you may remember way back in the 100th episode, at the very beginning of this series,
Yes.
we started it with a sketch.
No, it actually happened. I don't know what you're talking about. It actually happened.
This is reality, bro.
No,
It was a real event that we recounted for you at the beginning, a truly non-fictional event. And during this event, we predicted that far in the future, KOT Podcast would put on a 100th episode special that would be...
Or a thousand.
a 1,000th episode special that would ridiculously be so long, it would be something insane like 15 episodes.
Like, I just, off the top of my head, I was like, what's fucking insane as shit? 15 episodes?
Right,
15 episodes.
What seems like we overdid it.
Yeah, 15. Yeah.
But sure as shit, like a self-fulfilling prophecy,
Here we are.
here we are.
Oh man, what was it? It was going to be 6 episodes. So we really undersold it.
Oh my
you
God.
actually pointed this out. This is another a term that we came up with on the show or coined on the show. Remember, you said because we made a prediction and then fulfilled it, we fell prey to the "That's So Raven" paradox.
Yes.
The That's So Raven paradox.
That's so Raven.
We foreshadowed our old doom.
We did.
It's an
this-
old reference.
It is an
old one,
old, yeah. And this whole
Yeah.
episode is all about that.
All about retrospection.
But before we get too much into the let's start off with a few things we wish we could have done better.
Yeah, because as soon as you're done with a project, you always find something that you would have done different. Even before you're, like even before other people have heard it, right? Like that's as an artist, that's like one of the things that always happens to you.
Yeah, and true of any art form in general too. Not just writing. And
not just writing, any art form ever, right? How could I make that brushstroke? Oh my God, that was fucking weird. Why did I do that? Right. So we're gonna go through some regrets.
Yeah, I think we should start with Joel.
Joel, let's start with Joel's regrets.
So my big regrets, the biggest one that comes to mind is probably my lack of Maglin coverage. Like in getting ready for the Fall of Gondolin and prepping what we need to know for the Fall of Gondolin story, I totally neglected to cover Maglin's backstory, like at all, in any of the episodes, like at all.
It's funny because we talked about that so much on the show that I was like, when you said I didn't cover that, I was like, are you sure we didn't cover it? Because I remember talking about it a bunch, but yeah, I mean, we didn't really talk about it a whole bunch in the episode proper. But
right.
I'm not going to hate you, Joel. I don't think it took too much away from the episode. You know?
And I think that's one of the reasons why I missed it. But
Right.
But also, in the end, at the very end of the Fall of Gondolin stuff, we kind of quickly covered how the First Age ends, and I decided to go off the Quenta Nolder Winwa, which is not technically the canon version. The canon version would have been the Silmarillion, which I kind of feel like I probably should have done that, but I don't know. The Quenta was really fun. It's a little more fantastical. So.
I also, when writing my episodes, I also definitely went back to the older sources as much as I could have. So I don't blame you.
They're more fun.
They're more fun, and I'm unfamiliar with them. So I kind of use this podcast as an excuse to teach myself shit about Tolkien. I don't know. for you
Same,
guys. But
yeah.
yeah, so
For Maeglin, I just kind of imagine that he had a rough childhood.
he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so it wasn't
He
that
did.
far off.
No, yeah, he was. Yep.
His mom was trying to get away from his dad anytime she could. It
Yeah,
seems like, but-
abusive father. Him and his mother escaped. The dad caught up. He tried.
Died.
He tried to kill the. Or he did kill the mom.
He did kill the mom. Yeah,
and
actually, I
then-
forgot about that.
Yeah, and then
God damn.
he too was thrown from the precipice. But yeah, so it's a sad ending. There just wasn't enough sad shit in this
Right.
this
yeah,
series.
no, this series wasn't sad enough, right? Well, Danny, what were a few regrets that maybe you had through the series?
So one of the things I regret is that I didn't really get enough time, and it's so funny because I took 6 episodes, and I'm still complaining about how much time I got. I didn't quite get enough time to dive into the inspirations for the Children of Hurin that I wanted to.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, namely Oedipus Rex and Kullervo, right? Which I think I could have done a whole episode on both of them probably. So, 8 episodes But yeah.
Yeah, Culevra was heavy.
Yeah, Kullervo super heavy influence, and also there's some Kullervo would have been cool to cover too because there's some Baron and Luthien things sprinkled in there too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's definitely something we should have. We only had so much fucking time.
We
you
only
guys,
had
but
so
like,
much time.
it would have been nice, and in the future maybe we will dive back in. You never know.
Yeah, let us know. Like if you do want to,
You want to hear about?
if you want
that
to hear
shit?
about these
Kullervo?
other stories too. Like I know we're a Tolkien podcast, but we can do Tolkien adjacent too.
Because we are 100 episodes in, and we do. I'm not saying we're running out of ideas, but there's only so many base ideas you can do, right? Yeah.
I feel like Tolkien must have loved other culture and mythology. I feel like you could
Oh,
do a
yeah.
whole series
All
on
that, yeah.
what he was inspired by.
Yeah, Sigurd is another one we could do a bunch on. Yeah, there's just so much.
A lot of
that-
Norse stuff too, right?
Yeah, he loved Norse stuff, and then there's the ancient Greek stuff with the Oedipus trilogy. Remember how funny it was when we learned that Oedipus was a trilogy?
That's right.
Yeah, that's so funny. I was like, what? It's one of 3? Like, because we all read Oedipus Rex in school, and we know how it ends, and we're like, where the fuck do you go from there? I really want to know what happens in part 2 and 3.
Maybe they pull a Doctor Who and they just switch his body for a new one.
Yeah, they swap him out. He does
fully recovers.
Yeah. Maybe, dude. Maybe it's just like the Doctor from
Oh my
Doctor
god,
Who.
is Doctor Who inspired from Oedipus?
Oh my god. Everything goes back to the ancient Greeks, dude. Okay, so what else do I regret? Okay, this one might have been this might seem a little masturbatory, but I kind of wish we did more bits. I know we did the bits we did were great, and I fucking loved all the ones we did. I thought were awesome.
There were a couple, but yeah, I feel like we just kind of got stuck in the head down.
Yeah, head down, nose to the grindstone kind of shit. And we just had an insane amount of material we wanted to cover. And we did what we could, but it would have been fun to do more. But that's, alas, we have all the years to come to do more bits. So
It's true. We have predicted what is it?
900 more.
900 875.
Yeah,
something close to that. If I had to say that I regret anything, it's doing this podcast with you guys. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
geez.
I regret nothing. This is one of my favorite things in the world.
Oh.
Yeah, he literally wrote in the outline, I regret nothing. And I probed him. I tried to get him to regret something, and he wouldn't. So
Honestly, that's just kind of a life philosophy for me, though. I generally just
no regrets.
don't want to regret anything.
Yeah.
So I just I make up my mind and I just don't. I move on.
That's a beautiful way to live. I like that. Well, that being said, regrets out of the way. Let's just kind of generally reflect on the
on this series as a whole.
on the series here.
The other R word.
Reflect.
Well, not that R word.
No,
hopefully.
not that one. Whoa.
Oh God. Okay.
No.
Baron and Luthien.
So this was a really long series. It was going to be 6, and then it turned out to be 15. So let's go back and revisit some moments.
Yeah.
So all the way back in Baron and Luthien, in the first couple episodes where we talked about the canon story, there were some fun moments, some things to remember, like when Danny basically argued the concept of transubstantiation applies to Melian when basically talking about
Luthien's heritage.
Luthien's heritage, like in context of her heritage. Like,
Yeah, dude. I thought that was one of the most nitty gritty things that we talked about in the series, and I was still I heard it because to prepare for the end cap episode, I was listening to the those were so long ago now, so I was listening to them, and I was like, yeah, I do still stand behind what I said there, and I think that's a cool fucking argument that not what other Tolkien podcasts are talking about stuff like that, guys. Come on, you know what I mean?
For people like me who have already forgotten what that word means, can you describe this?
Transubstantiation, let's break it down. Across, trans, right? Substance, eation, right? So it means to cross from one substance to another. It's the process by which the Holy Eucharist becomes the Holy Eucharist in Catholicism.
It's also the
how it becomes
concept
the
behind
blood of Christ?
It's also the
What?
concept behind
Right, yeah.
how Jesus was God, but when he came down, he took the form of a man, so he was literally a human.
Yes, okay.
And so that was the concept that he was arguing with Melian, because we're talking about Luthien's heritage and how she's part this kind of
She's
elf,
part
that kind of
Maiar,
elf,
but-
and how she's part Maiar, and then Danny says, well, technically her Roa, that's the physical part,
Right,
right?
the physical
is,
body, yeah.
is all elf because Melian
You'd
took
have to-
on an elf form.
To procreate with an elf.
And you'd have to,
Yeah.
But her spirit, the
Fea.
It's
Fea,
Maya.
has
Yeah.
Maya in it.
Yeah.
So it was a technicality.
Some pretty in the weeds shit there.
but it was
That's
it was just-
Tolkieneering
It was
for
just
ya.
a hell of a moment. It was just a funny moment.
Yeah. Ooh, another fun one. I love this is a fun KOT coin. Beefcake Baron. Remember?
Beefcake Baron, because he
Beefcake.
was a beefcake. He was a big boy.
Yeah.
Big beefcake boy.
Big Beefcake Baron, yeah. Oh, Baron possibly eating the servants of Morgoth.
Oh, I love
right.
that.
Oh, I love that. You know what's really funny? The audio, I put that clip on TikTok,
Oh yeah.
and the audio gets muted every time. I think it's
Oh,
like
really?
it's too spicy for TikTok.
Oh, dear.
When we talk about eating the flesh of orcs, yeah, it fucking
Wow.
yeah, it's like too spicy for TikTok. It mutes it every time.
Yeah, because there was that. It came from that vague point in the story where it was like Baron no longer ate the meat of any animals.
that did not serve.
She never
Morgoth.
killed. You never ate the meat of or killed any animals that did not serve Morgoth,
So that leaves.
which kind of leaves open to interpretation. Maybe he did eat the servants of Morgoth.
Yeah,
Some evil crows, some cats, maybe.
yeah.
Or
I do find the idea of like a vegan who just voraciously eats
Only
servants of
eats-
Morgoth really funny.
That would be
like,
funny. Like that
just
would be
having
a
a
good.
salad and then
That would be a good horror film, like a cannibal that only eats assholes. Like that would be a good.
they taste
Kind of,
better.
yeah.
Something in the skin.
Something in
Batman-
the evil marinates in the flesh.
like Batman gone wrong. He starts
Yeah.
eating his
Yeah.
the bad people.
Fucking awesome, yeah. I'm making that movie. Hey, don't anybody listening, don't rip that off.
We've already copyrighted it. So
Yeah,
you'll
we've
be
copyrighted.
sued.
By the time you hear this, that'll be copyrighted.
We're very litigious here.
We're very litigious.
I love that we established that the Nandor elves are probably known for their table busting
That was
abilities.
funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's when we were talking about how Luthien was able to evade Baron for a while after they first met, like running around in the woods.
Yeah,
And
we were
then-
talking about their fleet-footedness.
Yeah, we're talking about their fleet-footedness and how in the Hobbit, the Mirkwood elves, they could even move like entire like dinner tables
Yeah.
full of like feasts and
Because
stuff.
they were part. Yeah, in the
in
Hobbit.
seconds, like in the middle of the woods in the night, when the like multiple dwarves would come on them and they just go poof.
Poof, and the party's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing this is like stealthy as shit too, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't
Yeah.
even know.
They must be known for their table bussing abilities.
Yeah. So in episode 3, we kind of start talking about the earlier versions of the tales, and we had
Some cool stuff in the earlier stuff, like some
Yeah.
really cool like fairy tale-ish content.
fun names, fun. That, I like the way you put it, fairy tale-ish content. That's great way to put it. Yeah.
This one was definitely one of my favorites out of all of it. Like all three
Yeah.
tales, I really liked the more fantasy feeling that this one had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the things that jumped out to us was the three greatest and most magical minstrels of all time. So in this version of the story, those three minstrels are Daeron, the friend/brother of Luthien, depending on what version you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Tinfang Warble.
Great name.
Great
Awesome
name.
name, yeah.
Awesome
fucking
name.
name.
No other context given. Just who the fuck is
Who's that guy?
And then there's Avarion who sings by the sea, which becomes
Maglor.
Maglor in
right?
the future.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
who the fuck is Tinfang Warble?
What does most magical minstrel mean? Like, are they just real good at?
They're just
Yeah,
they
magical.
fucking make bangers. Like
They're really good
yeah.
and they're somewhat magical.
They're actually the autistic people of the Tolkien universe.
yeah. They just make great fucking art, just like all the neurodivergent people here at this table.
Hell yeah.
None of us, right? Yeah, right.
Well, in this early version of Baron and Luthien, we also get some fun cat names. Because remember, there's cat characters.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Like Meowle, which was probably
Sounds made up.
hilarious.
So
It sounds
good.
like hilariously uninventive, but at the same time, it's kind of clever.
It hits the spot for me.
And then one of my favorites was Omoyan.
Omoyan, yeah, that's fun too.
And then Oikoroy. I really like
Oikoroy. Yeah, that's a great one.
Oikoroy.
Oikoroy.
It's also like
Sounds
spelled...
like something like a football hooligan would say. Oikoroy.
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 Each of you guys should adopt a cat and pick a name.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Meowle, Oikoroy, and Omoyan.
Oh man,
Sick.
we're gonna have to like do fisticuffs because I think we're gonna
Oh,
we're gonna fight about these names. They're all
Yeah.
so good.
I do like a
Meowle.
Meowle.
Meowle
Yeah.
is
So
pretty
funny.
great.
It's so funny.
But also, there's also a fun part of the tale when Baron is released from Tevildo's dungeon. He comes out with an old blind gnome named Gimli.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was very interesting. He's an old blind elf man.
No
It was just
relation.
no relation to Gimli the dwarf, but it was just
relation.
the only other time I've ever seen that name used outside of the character.
Same. Yeah, a lot of the
So-
names get recycled, but that's not one that you see really.
Yeah,
get
so that
recycled.
one stood out to me. I was like, that's cool.
All right, and then we move on to episode 4, where we talked about the development of the story over time. And we know that Tolkien began writing an updated and long-form version of Baron and Luthien, but he stopped when he began getting demand for the sequel to The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Right, The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I always thought that was tragic.
Yeah.
Like, everyone loves The Hobbit, but after you learn all this, you realize that stopped him from his long-form version of Baron and Luthien and other stuff, too.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, I think the way it played out, we got more content, so I'm a little happier. The only person that seemed to have got fucked was J.R.R. Tolkien. You know, like
Yeah.
he didn't get to live to see his shit published, but we did.
I'm so movie brained. When I saw a sequel to The Hobbit, I just pictured Tolkien like writing The Hobbit 2 in, like, in a manuscript.
The Hobbit rides again. Yeah.
Well, I think my favorite part about that last episode in Baron and Luthien, the development one, was when we talked about the Lay, because I think the Lay is my favorite version of the tale of Baron and Luthien, and I just kind of loved talking about the Lay of Leithien in general. There were so many cool parts to the Lay, and it really fleshes out the story in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's funny that you thought the Lay was for Baron and Luthien was the best version.
Yeah, I
And
like that version of Baron and Luthien the best. Yeah.
For the Children of Hurin, I thought the Lay was the least.
Interesting.
Yeah, I liked it the least. Yeah.
Huh.
I think for the lays in general, that the Baron and Luthien lay is the superior lay
Well, I
Of
think
the-
it's
of the
definitely
lays?
yeah
of the lays.
of all the ones I've read, it's the best in my opinion.
I enjoy it. But there's some really cool bits in it that we got when we discussed it, like the changing of Tevildo to Thu, the
Necromancer.
The Necromancer. It adds Finrod Felogrand and Nargthrond, adds the Sons of Feanor. We also got the Italian version of Angband.
Egamandi.
Angamandi. There's like magic hair spells and fairies and crazy names like Tinwilint and Gwendoling.
Oh yeah.
And then also the genesis of the sing-song battle,
Right.
which is so cool. We talk about that all the time. And then there's some other additional dialogue that is really cool that you don't get anywhere else. Everybody should go read The Lay of Leithien.
Yeah. Super cool. Oh my god. I totally remembered that we covered that. The tale of the how do you even say that?
Nauglifring.
Nauglifring?
Yeah. It was a little bonus story
Yeah.
at the end of the Baron and Luthien stuff. The
yeah.
tale of the Nauglifring.
I love it. Yeah, I love that always gets tacked onto the Baron and Luthien story. The Nauglifring.
Just so
there.
everybody knows what happens with that Silmaril that they worked so hard to get.
Yeah, dude.
God, I loved talking about Baron and Luthien. That was so great.
It was so much fun, and yeah, great job on those episodes, Joel.
Thank you. Well,
Um,
let's talk about some of yours because you busted ass.
Oh my god,
You busted your ass on this Children of Hurin series, man. Like
it was
I did not give you enough credit for how much Children of Hurin content.
like I want to cry
There
just
was.
thinking about it. It was so hard. Like you know one of those things like when you get done with a task that was way harder than you thought it was, and you just kind of want to cry and be like, God, that was hard. That was what I did after this because I was like, it turned out to be. I remember just like when I came to you guys saying with like it's got to be 6.
Yeah,
Do you remember that conversation where I was
Well,
just
it was
like,
kind of slowly growing, and then eventually you're like, it's got to be 6.
and then you were like, "Are you sure it's 6?" And I'm like, "Not really, but I think." You know, like it could be 7, but let's go with 6. You
I
know?
very much remember us like looking over some of the outlines and being like, seriously, bro?
Well, because I just
Like, this is super long. Like, can't we? And then
the way I did it was,
necessary.
I just set out to cover it how I thought it should be covered, and fuck how long it took. That's how
Well, that was sort of our goal.
That was kind of a
when
goal
we
for the
started
series,
series.
yeah.
Like, we're gonna do what we need to do. We're gonna add
Regardless
episodes
of-
because we want to give each story its proper
yeah.
time.
Well,
yeah.
And that sort of thinking was definitely kind of like the backbone of all of this. Because if I remember correctly, you guys, before I was a part of this, covered these stories.
Right, way back in season
Oh,
1.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
way back. So
We
this is
tried to
the
cover
this is the do right by the story
Right.
episodes. And I mean, yeah, it takes a lot to tell these stories. They're really good.
Yeah, it really like it does. And the canon story was just so goddamn long for this one.
It was. I forgot how
A whole
long
ass
it was.
novel, really.
Yeah, because that was the majority of that book. The Children of Hurin book was actually
Yeah.
a novel.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, the cool thing about the Children of Hurin is Tolkien's great tragedy, right? And we got to discuss a little bit of the history of tragedies. Do you remember? I'll give you a nickel. Does anybody remember what tragedy means in Greek? What it translates to?
Swan song.
Ooh, you're close.
Damn it.
I got nothing.
Goat song.
Goat song.
Goat
I knew
song.
it was something.
Yeah, it means goat song. Isn't that funny, Joe? Goat song.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But in in that first episode where we talked about the canon, this is also where we jokingly talked about coining the "that so" when we coined "that so" Raven paradox.
Yeah, which we again fell victim to. It's a very real thing, guys. You need to avoid the "that's so" Raven paradox at all costs.
Yeah, because the self-fulfilling prophecies is just kind of like a foundation for many tragedies.
Yeah,
Is there a newer show or movie that
that could reference that.
We probably could.
For the Zoomers out there, no. Go back and find Disney Channel's early 2000s show with Raven Simone. That's So Raven. And watch all 10 seasons.
Grow up like we grew up.
Yeah. I didn't even like that show. It's funny, I reference it all the time, but I hated it when it came on. I was like, ugh.
I never watched the Disney Channel, so
I hated everything
it was
on
the
the
only
Disney
thing
Channel.
my parents let us watch because
I mean, that was part of the reason why I hated everything on the Disney Channel.
exactly.
I never had cable.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Ooh.
Joe was so sheltered his parents wouldn't even allow cable in the
So
home.
what, PBS?
That was
Yeah,
probably your
like
only
Arthur
Dragon Tales,
Yeah.
Arthur.
Dragon
I didn't-
Tales,
Wishbone.
Magic School Bus. Wishbone was the shit.
Yeah.
I also
Yeah.
didn't have cable for the majority of my childhood, so it was mostly Fox,
Fox
unfortunately.
Kids,
So yeah,
Well, let's those like Fox had a lot of great programs, series. Let's talk a little bit about Children of Hurin series. See that? That was a segue.
There you go.
and here I thought you were going to say Zaboomafoo.
They were all looking at me strange. I was trying to segue back into the outline here.
I love Hannity.
Well,
Hannity, what?
one thing that I loved was not Sean Hannity, but instead, one thing I loved about covering the Children of Hurin this time around was the renewed focus on Turin's parenting that our man Danny brought.
His childhood, yeah. Because that was the part of because as I raise children, I realized now that when you raise children, you're just kind of making new people, like forming new people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I was like thinking of like how like what I do with my children forms who they will be in the future. So I was kind of thinking like, how did what happened to Turin form how he was in his adulthood, right?
You have like an extra layer of introspection.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, and that's so I'm constantly every time I do a wrong decision, I'm like, is there going to be a therapy bill for that? You know what I mean? Like, eventually, are they going to be telling their therapist on a couch what I did that? You know, but like. That's what it does. Like, the things in childhood mean more when you grow up sometimes, and that's what I kind of I tried to look at it that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it brought a whole new perspective to Turin's childhood, like a whole new level of tragedy to his childhood,
yeah.
like the tragedy of his raising, like, so poorly.
Well, because like everything bad happened to him anyway, and even if he had great parents, it still would have sucked. And he had like not great parents.
No.
And like the least that he could have done was had good parents. You know what I mean? But yeah, poor Turin again.
Also, when we were talking about Turin and his father, Hurin, we also, something funny that happened is we joked about how it'd be cool to find a really short guy to do a Hurin cosplay with like orc arms attached to him that were all like smoking while he's
Short
like, running
king, yeah.
he's running around holding a smoking axe.
Get a short
Get a
king
short
and some
king.
vape juice.
And some vape juice, yeah.
Yeah.
That,
If anybody-
that would legit be a cool cosplay if anybody wants
Yeah,
to
hit
help
us-
us with a Hurin cosplay.
Yeah, hit us up on the Discord. What is? Oh God, the Mintard.
One of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Yes, this
Yeah.
one was fucking great.
This one is ridiculous.
It's up there, like in my top 3 of these Minturd episodes.
This one, I threw the most Minnesotan bullshit into this one that I have in a long time.
It was like the most Midwest, like Minnesota,
I was just
Wisconsin
like,
shit.
let's see what sticks. Like, yeah.
So this was in the second episode of the Children of Huron series, and so this Minturd was when it was Danny's take on the Turin and Cyros debacle.
Squabble. Yeah.
So, but in this version, Turin breaks Cyros's jaw like at a barbecue,
Yeah.
or something.
At
And
a
then
barbecue.
Cyros tries to make Turin crash his snowmobile.
Yeah, what a dick.
And then Turin chases Cyros while slapping him in the ass with a hockey stick.
Yeah.
And then the funniest part was when I think Cyros runs onto the lake and everyone yells, "It's too early in the season!"
It's too early.
And then he falls through and dies.
And
Because that's something that happens every year.
We were just talking about this at review. Yeah, every fucking year you hear, whole family went into the river the other day and they're all dead now.
Or
And
like
it's
some guy walked out on the pond, this week and fell through because the inch was like the ice was half an inch thick.
Yeah,
and he just
you think you always think the same thing. Well, it's too early in the season.
I wonder how many people die every year because of that.
going
in
into
Minnesota.
Too
the ice.
early in the season. Yeah, be careful, guys out there. I mean,
That's why just don't leave the house.
just
never leave your
everything is
house.
dangerous. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Would that be like a shallow sea fact?
No.
Instead of a deep sea
Instead
fact.
of a deep sea.
I guess it
Oh
depends
my
on how
Christ.
deep the lake is.
Yeah. Shallow inland sea fact.
Tide pool fact.
Yeah, tide pool facts with Joe Vaske.
Yeah, I mean, and throughout this whole Children of Huron bit, we had those deep sea facts along the way. So just that's my callback to those.
Oh yeah,
'Cause those
we
are
love
pretty
those.
fun.
The deep
Those
sea
were
facts.
fantastic, the deep sea facts.
Yeah.
We also joked about the Turin drinking game.
Oh,
if you guys remember that, every time he takes a new name,
I want to know? Please hit us up if anybody actually did that, because I know when
you would have died.
when
if
you
did
mention
that.
a drinking
I
game.
swear you would have died.
I swear, yeah. Like, what happened to you? Did you get to the end of the episode? Like, because like whenever you mention this would be a fun drinking game, there's somebody out there crazy enough to do it.
You know,
Somebody tried, and then they went blind or something.
Yeah, and they went blind from drinking.
I think it depends on if they listen to the episodes as they came out, or if they listen to them binged in one go.
Yeah, if you
'Cause if
binged
it was in
you're
one
right.
go, you're dead.
Right. Yeah,
You're
you binged
super
it in one
dead.
Over the
go.
course of 6 hours.
Alcohol poisoning.
Well, and I suppose they're almost each episode's over an hour long, so it's damn near 12 hours of content. Like,
Even one episode, you might be getting a little buzz on.
yeah, especially when he's like, "I am Nathan the Wrong," and you're like, "All right, take another one." Yeah.
This bottle's half empty already.
I also loved when we got to the part of the tale of Turin and his outlaws at Amon Rud during the winter, and then Bellic shows up with a big sack of like food and supplies. And we're like, he's basically Santa Claus.
He's fucking Santa.
Big dude
yeah.
shows up in the middle of the night, in the middle of winter, with a big sack full of stuff. Like brings joy, and he's like jolly, and he's laughing. Ho, ho, ho.
Well,
Like,
he carried it so far by himself too,
He
right?
did,
Like,
man.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
We also, in this episode, KOT collectively and officially condemned cannibalism.
It took us 100 in some episodes.
It's 100 odd episodes, but I am proud.
But I'm
to
proud
say,
it's out there now. Yeah, we are anti-cannibalism.
But what if the person's already dead?
I don't think you'd want to eat that anyway. Like,
Well, okay.
regardless if it was human or not, you don't eat dead meat, right?
Revised.
Okay.
We are anti-cannibalism unless it's to save your life, right?
What?
and the person is already dead.
And they're
Trevor
already
said
dead.
that, yeah.
Okay, all right.
In what scenario?
You're at the top of Mount Everest. Your buddy fell down and got
Right.
hypothermia.
Plenty
and
of
died.
times.
You're
Christ.
hungry.
Donner party, right? It happens.
I just want to say I'm not officially a part of KOT, so I'm not. I am not condemning.
So you're not
I'm
ready-
not condemning or condoning.
Okay.
cannibalism.
You want to stay
I just
neutral.
want-
He's
Yeah.
not making a statement on
Joe
cannibalism.
Vaske wants to stay neutral on the cannibalism.
I'll announce it if I endorse a position.
Yeah. Okay. We'll look for it on the Discord, guys. He'll announce it any day now.
Oh, and speaking of the deep sea facts we talked about earlier, we were thinking about making a calendar. About it.
Oh my God,
we
that's
joked about
hilarious.
making a calendar.
Yeah.
Deep Sea Facts with Joe Vaske because
Maybe
they were so positive.
Yeah.
That's what it was. We're like, yeah, they're so positive and reinforcing. Let's make a calendar.
It's the first thing I want to see when I wake up in the morning and check my schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the effect about like what is it, bacteria that causes your skin to get ripped off or
I
something.
love how the first deep sea fact is about how filthy the beaches are. Remember, like all the bacteria. No, so let's talk about those for a little bit. That was an idea that was unique to the Children of Hurin series. So basically, how it happened was, I think I found I would find the fact, right? And then when we sat down to record them, you just kind of started riffing things. I wrote the fact, and then he would like riff a little joke at the end. And I was like, those are so fucking funny. Like that, let's keep doing that. We did that for 15 of them. Like that's what we ended up recording.
Yeah, we just sat in the room for like an hour.
Just sat in the room. I turned my mic off so I could fucking laugh because I was dying. Like, I mean, Joe's just like one of the funniest people ever in general, and he makes me laugh all the time. But that shit had me fucking rolling. I love those deep sea facts. They're so funny.
Yeah, they were needed.
Great way to break the tension.
Well, and then like Joe nailed what I asked him to do too. I was like, just make it. I want it to be Super Joe Vaske because you're like a character on the show now. So I was like, yeah, I want it to be Super Joe and negate the fact that it's supposed to be a palate cleanser with a weird and depressing fact. Right? That's what we were trying to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think you just fucking nailed it, man. It was so good. Yeah, thanks for doing that. It was so great.
Yeah, it was fun. There's a lot of fucked up things about the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We definitely had a lot to go on, that's for sure.
Well, and we hope that everybody got the joke and enjoyed those
right.
facts too.
It's a little meta joke, yeah.
Well, That'd be funny. Someone's actually bummed out about it.
Yeah, they were really expecting to learn.
Really sad.
How dare you make the sad story even sadder?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's we can't not point out how fucking sad this story is. At the end, it just gets so much progressively sadder and tragic. Like just listening through, I've been powering through these, getting ready for this reflections that we're doing here, and it just re-hits me every time I listen to it. How fucking sad the Children of Hurin is.
It is really sad. Yeah, I love one of the things about the podcast way back is when remember we had Trevor back. I think it was for Trevor's Tribulations way back, and we talked about it was the next episode after he missed the Children of Hurin, and we did like a lightning round Children of Hurin Part 2. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
And we were like we said all the sad things, and he was just like, "Wow, that is a lot of really sad shit."
We piled it on him really fast. We gave him like the spark notes of tragic things.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well, the last episode in the Children of Hurin, episode 6, was again something that we doing with all of these stories, where we talk about the development of it over time.
Yeah, honestly, if I had to choose which of my favorite of my own work, I would pick this one as my favorite episode. Is this where we did the Zerptoff?
Yes, this is where we did the Zerptoff.
Yes.
Yeah.
That episode I love the Zerptoff. That was so fun. But yeah, we kind of talked about, we first of all talked about Turin and the Turin Bar and the Foil Loki.
Which was a really cool version of the story.
Yeah, super cool version in the Book of Lost Tales, right? It includes fun names like Flinding Bo Dwelin. Which is Gwendor's name.
That's Gwendor. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those old tales with really awesome old fairy tale names like Flinding Bo Dwelin.
Yeah, Turin's hair turning white after he kills Beleg too.
That would that's a detail I wish they would have kept.
I really like that.
That was a cool
That was
detail.
So fucked when. Yeah, I like that.
Like just like they say after that, like the look was graven in his face for the rest of his life. But I would have dug the extra like white hair,
just
to show how stressed it was. That would have been really cool.
I feel like there's a lot of anime that does that sort of transformation where their hair will turn.
That's probably partly why I like it so much.
Yeah, super anime trope. Love it.
Tolkien doing anime before anime was a thing.
Yeah.
Something I thought was super interesting that Danny put in this too was we learned about kind of the different writing phases of Tolkien, like in the 1910s was kind of when he was making up the 19-teens. He was making all of his weird fairy tales, and then 20s he was doing the lays, putting them into verse.
Yeah, he got into a poetry phase, right?
And then in the 30s is when he started like really putting it all together and came out with like the Quenta and things like that. Like,
three little over the course of 30 years there, like how it really changed.
I thought that was just really interesting.
Super cool. Yeah. Zerptoff we talked about. That's I think we should do a whole episode of just Zerptoff.
That was a lot of fun.
That was so much fun. And I the cool thing about games like that is like I learned from the good teachers that I had. I had some. that it's something that teaches you and is fun is the best thing, right?
Yeah.
Like we had
Absolutely.
good fun doing the Zerptoff, but we also learned the lesson in that how we really saw the comparison between
How
the two.
things developed.
Yeah, you really saw it play out through that game, and I think that was a really fun way to do that.
It was really great. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
And then also kind of tells its own story at the same time, which makes it so interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, and also one of the coolest things we talked about in this episode, which is something we talked about just a little bit ago, we kind of referenced it, but the three source materials that Tolkien says inspired him to write The Children of Húrin, or the three sources he says you might argue could have inspired him.
Right, yeah, you wouldn't come right out and say it.
Yeah, I suppose we'll never get that quote.
Right, but he says it could arguably be Sigurd the Volsung, The Story of Kullervo, and Oedipus Rex.
Yeah.
And yeah, none of us knew Oedipus Rex was a trilogy, and we all lost our shit.
So funny.
All lost our shit. How does somebody... Because it's the first in the trilogy.
Right.
It's not the middle or the last. Like, anyway.
Just a weird... It's yeah. I don't know. All right. Fall of Gondolin. This is the most recent one. We
Fall of
literally
Gondolin.
just
You
finished
guys
this.
may have just heard this recently.
Yeah, may have.
So we did this one in 5 episodes. The first 2 was where we covered the canon story, and we gushed about how much we love the reoccurring characters Gelmir and Arminas.
Yes.
Those are a couple fun guys.
Yeah, that was cool. I love. Remember, Turin talks to them too. He gets into it with Arminas.
Yeah. We Tolkieneered that the crystal lamps that they were using that are like waterproof might be similar to the ones that the dwarves use, and they might both come from Aule.
Yeah, you thought it might be Aulean magic.
Aulean technology, yeah, because both the Noldor have these, and they worship Aule, and the dwarves have these, and they worship Aule. So kind of stands to reason, right?
And those were like flame encased in crystal, right?
Exactly,
like an
yeah.
ever-burning flame.
Yeah.
We also gushed over Tuor's journey through the Rainbow Cleft in that version of the story in the Unfinished Tales. Just because that version in the Unfinished Tales is so beautiful. Like, he wrote it after Lord of the Rings, so it was like very fleshed out.
Yeah.
Like, his writing style was all there, and it was gorgeous. And I really love the part where he sees the gulls.
Yeah,
The seagulls for the first time.
It's really funny. I tried to make a Flock of Seagulls joke, which is it's like a band from the 80s called Flock of Seagulls. And then I realized that, like, while I was making the joke, that I don't know anything about that band, so I have no frame of reference to joke about them, and then I just abandoned the joke. So in the episode, I just go Flock of Seagulls, and then it goes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, if you listen to it back, I just go Flock of Seagulls, and then I thought I was trying to make a joke, and then I was just like, whatever, let it go. I was like, I can't think of anything. Does anybody out there listen to Flock of Seagulls? I don't.
I feel like a very small percentage of people would have gotten that joke.
Well, the thing I remember about them is they had a weird hairdo. They had like they would flip their hair like down in the front and then wing it up on the sides.
Did it
That
look
is
like a
weird.
seagull?
It kind of, when I was a kid, I thought it looked like a seagull. Yeah, but they wore their hair weird like that, and that's all I knew about them was that they had weird hair. But maybe that was something I could have made a joke out of. Damn it! Now I'm thinking, regrets.
Add
Well-
that to the list.
We also learned in this version that the elves, their lembas, is actually kept sealed in its leaf packaging. And as long as the seal is intact, then it's essentially like waterproof and it keeps for a long time. It's like canning or jarring.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But did we talk about the fact that the leaf could itself mold and go bad?
I suppose it depends on the kind of leaf.
Oh, true.
I don't know.
I feel like bacteria is very different in Middle Earth.
Yeah, the the microbiome is something to be.
Well, they only
studied
have what, men to deal with, because elves are immune to everything.
They don't get sick, at least. Maybe they're covered in benevolent bacteria, though. Maybe they smell terrible. You ever think of that?
It's
They
just a bacterial war on the
Yeah.
elves constantly going.
Yeah. You never know.
This is also the episode where we nerded out over Tuor and Turin's brief encounter at the defiled pools of Ivern. 'Cause, I
Right.
mean, that's such a cool part in the stories where they come together.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. The first time I remember getting to that in like the Silmarillion, and I was like, well, no fucking way.
Yeah, so it's such a
They
cool
almost met.
moment.
And then that also led us into a bit where we did the hilarious like Middle Earth mist
Oh,
connections.
that was fun.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
funny. Yeah.
It was great delivery by you too, Joel. That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
I remember when I was finding the music for that, I was like, when I came on it, I was just like, it all came together, and I was like, this is going to be a very funny, funny moment. Yeah, it was. I really liked Misconnections. Super funny shit.
Well, and I like that we were able to fit like a smaller bit. Like we have the regrets where we don't have enough bits,
right?
But like even just the small ones, let us know if you guys like those little small bits too, because like those are a little bit easier, I would say.
Well, yeah, they're a little bit easier to do, and we came up with the idea for that during review, and then we review 2 days before we record, and by the time we recorded, I had written this and was ready to go. So like it was literally like, that was a funny idea, let's add it to the episode. And I don't think we've ever done that before, but it worked really well. It was fucking cool.
It made me laugh when I listened back to it, because live on air you're just like, yeah, Trevor came up with this, and Trevor's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking
Wait, what
and
did
you're
I
like,
do?
yeah,
What
take
did
it
I
away, Trevor. And I was like, what? Yeah, this was Trevor's idea.
I've heard size doesn't matter, so I think
I've heard that's true as well. You know, if you've heard that a lot, that probably means something, right?
So we also meet a cool character, a captain of the Dark Guard, Elemisil, or Star Sword.
Elemekil.
Oh, Elemekil.
Yeah, remember?
C is
C
always
is always
hard.
hard.
That's
baby.
right. That's right.
Elemekil, yeah. Star Sword.
Yeah,
Isn't that
someone named
fucking-
Star Sword, captain of the Dark Guard. Like, how badass is
What
this
the
guy?
fuck?
And then, of course, the Unfinished Tales version of Fall of Gondolin, we get all 7 gates, which are so fucking cool. It was wood, stone, bronze, writhen iron, silver, gold, and lastly, the Gate of Steel.
I liked the gates a lot. I kind of liked how all the guards had their own little.
Oh, their own themes?
Yeah, it's
they're
kinda
all-
like-
Every guard did have
It was kind of like the Warriors or something.
Well, and
Like,
I
kinda was, yeah.
each gang had their own little theme, you know?
I imagine that it was like maybe the newer and less experienced start out at the Gate of Wood,
The
and
wood
then
gate,
it kind of
yeah.
gets.
Sure.
I
What
don't
you're
know.
being promoted
Maybe
to the
that's
gate
my
of
video
bronze.
game
Yeah.
logic, though.
Yeah, the
I-
teens and the shitheads get put out on the wall.
Yeah,
The first
the
gate.
shitheads, yeah.
I know I said it in the episode, but those gates were like the sequence of materials you get in like Minecraft or
Oh,
other
right,
similar
yeah,
survival
yeah.
type
Yeah,
games.
as you like Civ or something, yep. Mm-hmm.
I also thought it was interesting when we learned that Tuor had not seen any women until he had gotten to Gondolin and saw like Idril for the first time.
Oh, that's weird.
The only caveat, they did say that the only women he'd seen were like a few of the Easterling women, which are like big, rough people, I guess, in the story. So
Whoa!
this is Tolkien's works.
I know,
This
I know.
is like so
The
interesting. interesting.
first time he ever was attracted to a woman.
Was it the first time he saw a fair woman?
What are you saying? Yeah. Yeah. Fun. Could you imagine being like, how old was Tuor when that happened? Could you imagine? He's well beyond teen years, right? At that point? Like,
Yeah, he was an adult.
yeah, he's a straight up adult. Could you imagine not having seen a member of the opposite gender, like, as an adult? That's just, wow.
That must have been so confusing.
Well, first of all, being
Yeah.
in Gondolin for the first time would have been overwhelming, and then seeing like women for the first time on top of that for the
And then the
like,
first woman was Idril, right? Yeah, that's
crazy.
Okay.
Is that like Gimli in the films where he's talking about not having seen any dwarf women?
What do you mean? Like,
He says more like you maybe wouldn't be able to tell the difference, right?
yeah, I think that's the point he's making, and they do actually bring that up in the text in the Lord of the Rings at some point. I can't remember. It does come up, like the whole like not having beards and stuff.
I think I might be thinking of
even
Ents or
even
something.
in the movie, they even have Aragorn go like, "It's the beards."
Yeah.
I'd like to apply that the dwarf logic to the Easterlings as to why Tuor had never seen a woman proper,
Okay.
right? So maybe Easterling women look very similar to the men.
Yeah, you can't tell them, right? They're all just very androgynous over there.
Yeah, no problem with that.
I also loved in this version of the story, Tuor stops for a while when he gets to the sea and builds that little hut that he fills like with a bunch of carvings. That
That's
always
fucking
seems
cool.
super serene and like nice and
Yeah,
beautiful.
love that.
And then, of course, the description of Ulmo in the first version, when the first time Tuor meets him.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the fan art of that scene, right?
Oh, right, because Umo like I did a really good description in the book of like the different things, and so he had like a cloak or something of like an unknown material, and it was like moving on its own and stuff, and that's all really like descriptive. And so there's been a couple of posts on the Discord about like what that could look like, and they're very cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. There's been a lot of activity on the Discord lately, guys.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you join that Discord if you haven't. Yeah, we're making new friends every day. Come on down.
So let's jump into the next couple episodes where we talk about the original tale. So there was a funny moment where we talked about Tour's discovery of the gulls, and Danny starts impersonating Finding Nemo.
Oh God, that's
That
right.
kinda stands
Yeah.
out to me.
Mine.
I also love that in this version, we all love the description of Ulmo. It's like a little more in depth when Tour meets him this time, and we gush about all the different fan art from this moment.
Yeah.
And also, we realize that this scene also includes some references to the phosphorescent deep sea fish in Middle Earth.
Yeah, Joe, did you pick up on that? Yeah, that was for you, bud.
It is really cool to hear about, what's in the oceans of Middle Earth.
Yeah, you never really do. A few times they mention it. Like, we know now that there's phosphorescent fish. We also know that there's sentient whales.
Ooh, we also know that there's a thing called Numenor.
Yeah.
It's down there.
It's down there.
It's down there.
You'll find it.
Yeah, the extensive descriptions of Gondolin in this earlier version too are just so beautiful. Like, you get so much more detail that you don't get anywhere else.
Hell yeah.
And at one point, Ungoliant comes up in the story, and they use the term Gloomweaver, and we literally stopped the recording that episode.
Yep.
to
We do
confirm-
this now. We do this
We
now.
do this now.
When we hear a fun name that sounds like it could be a cool metal band name, we automatically Google that metal band.
Because so far, like,
We have
they're
never been
all,
wrong.
Yeah, they've all been confirmed. Like, all of them. Gloomweaver is in fact a deathcore band from England. Like,
Yeah, every time.
every time.
Remember, Hiralorn was the last one.
Hiralorn,
Remember
yeah.
the
that's
large
that's
tree.
a deep cut.
That's a real deep cut. The tree that Luthien lived in or whatever.
Yeah.
In her captivity, Hiralorn. Yeah, there's a metal band. I can't remember what country they're from, but they're some metal band with that name.
Yeah, we also all marveled at the fact that Maglin actually helped Melko design the evil metal dragons. Like,
Oh, that's
that was a minor detail
Oh,
when we were
yeah.
all like, oh,
Mhm.
fuck.
That
That's
was
minor detail, but major implication.
Major
major
implications.
implication there.
We
Hold
also,
on. Does that mean that like Maglin is like an engineer?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
a really smart.
He's a metal or
guy?
just an engineer. Yeah,
He's a
definitely.
smith.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. Okay, he's ahead of his time.
Yeah, definitely. This one also, we had a bit in this episode too. Yeah.
oh yeah, this was when we got the Tolkien and Nigel the Orderly bit.
Oh yeah.
Part 1 of 2, technically.
Yeah, it's a two-parter. Yep.
Dude, this
Yep.
shit, the first time we sat down to read that bit, we just read it cold. Like, we just decided to do a cold run of it, never having really looked it over, and I couldn't keep my shit together.
It was
It
very
was
fun.
so ridiculous.
It was very funny. I love for that one too. Like, I legitimately, by the way, Aussie fans out there, you guys have fucking ruined me. I cannot do an English accent anymore. I literally
Oh,
was,
because originally Nigel was supposed to have like a Cockney,
Nigel was supposed to
right?
be. I was trying to make him sound like characters from Lawrence of Arabia
Oh.
because I was thinking of like 1916 British soldiers. What do they sound like? So I was trying to think of like, like he says like with the match and stuff in Lawrence of Arabia, my favorite movie. But yeah, I was trying to channel that, and what came out was Nigel, the Australian orderly. And then we just kind of leaned into it, like, fuck it, he's Aussie. The Aussies were the allies. Yeah, fuck it.
Honestly,
they were
it
up
wor-
helping
it
us.
worked. I thought it worked.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. Mark complimented me on Discord about my Aussie accent. I was expecting.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I was honestly, it made my day. I was expecting everyone to be like, "Oh, that accent was fucking awful," because it was like somewhere in between, two different accents or whatever. But yeah, Nigel was a fun character to do. I really like Nigel. He's always like, "It's a."
I don't know. I think it turned out. Every time I listen back to it, I fucking die.
Yeah, Nigel's fun.
More like Nigel the Enabler.
He is a
yeah,
genius.
yeah, pretty much.
Unfortunately, I don't think they were giving out that good of stuff in World War One field hospitals.
No, dude, you showed me that real life bottle
Yeah.
of cough syrup, and it was
Yeah,
fuck. What was it?
it was called One Night cough syrup. Yeah, it's from
one
it was-
night, the last night you lived.
Yeah, the last,
Yeah, no kidding.
last night of your fucking life. Yeah, that was from the turn of the turn of the century. So yeah, so stuff like that would have been around still.
Well, the ingredients had like 3 crazy.
It was
ingredients.
morphine, chloroform, and
That's right.
and
Indica.
cannabis indica.
Indica, yeah.
yeah, and fucking indica.
Just like you're trying to put to sleep a goddamn elephant.
Yeah, what
like,
are you trying
the
to do there?
fuck?
Yeah, and that was real. So the with a forced march tablets were real too. I don't know if that was part 1 or part 2.
Yeah, that was the cocaine tablets.
Yeah, it's just the British Army used to give you pills with a fuckload of cocaine in them to keep you going.
Crazy facts and just a funny little bit.
Yeah.
Some real life.
Yeah, I always try to make my bits like realistic when I can, right? Because they're so ridiculous anyway. Why make them more ridiculous? You know, like have some real facts.
Real life is ridiculous enough.
Exactly. Yeah, Nigel, what a fun bit. That was fun.
One of my favorite parts, we got to do that extensive play-by-play of the battle.
Yes,
at Gondolin.
And that is something people have been bugging us about for actually quite a while, to do like a military episode, like a battle play-by-play type episode.
Yeah, to go in deep.
And I feel like this is the closest we've ever done, / I think we have a mission accomplished it. I think, this is really cool.
This is the only version of the tale where we get this. So yeah, we dove all into. We talked about the fight for the front gate, the counterattack of Rog in the House of the Hammer of Wrath. Like, that
actual flaming eyeballs and stuff.
Yeah, that shit gets me going every time. But then you get like stuff like the loss of the Great East Market to the dragons and the burning of the Alley of Roses.
Yeah, the final defense of the in the Square of the King, right, with Turgon.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and then you literally get to hear about the death of all 11 leaders of the houses except for one, Tuor.
Yeah.
Survivor.
Well, I mean, I suppose Glorfindel doesn't die until they're like leaving, but still. Regardless, yeah, they do all die. And then there's also the desperate retreat from the King's Square to Tuor's house. Like, all of this stuff is so fleshed out and so much longer in this version.
Yeah.
Everybody should go check it out. It's so cool.
We've got a bunch of named places. Like, it's kind of the first time we hear of them. It's also the last time we hear about them.
Exactly. We hear about them for the first time as they're being destroyed.
It was pretty beautiful until it was destroyed.
Yeah. Well, then we also got that really cool bit when the Eagles came in, and we were all horrified to learn that Melko had like captured some eagles and cut off their wings to try to learn how to
master
fly.
Flight. Yeah,
like some kind of like grotesque Icarus.
Do you think that's how the Wright brothers did it? Do you think they cut the wings off a bunch of birds first?
Jesus, that's what it took to get there? You think?
Orville and Wilbur, right? 1903, guys.
It's grafting, like Godric.
Grafting, exactly. There's a lot of games that are doing that. Grafting is the term that they use. Elden Ring's doing it. I just played a game called Wuchang Fallen Feathers. That's grafting is part of it. Like,
yeah, they could have definitely like that little bit there where they reference that. Like they could go full horror with that, and like him trying to graft feathers and shit into his arms. And like,
that would be cool. That would not be quite Tolkien, but that would be cool.
It wouldn't be, I guess, but.
Fucking who cares these days? Let's just use if Amazon has showed us anything, we can use this IP to do whatever the fuck we want.
You want the power of the Silmarils and Mithril? Let's do it.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, why not?
Oh, but also at the end of the second episode, so this is episode 4, the part 2 of the original tale. At the end of that episode, we talk about how interesting it was that we get references to the story. Basically references the falls of a few ancient cities that sound like real life cities.
Yeah,
which is really fun.
Yeah, they all did. Yeah, Towers of Troy, right? Troy. Trev, he pointed that one out.
Yep.
Babylon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then there's they reference the many takings of Rome, which is obviously Rome.
Rome, sure, yeah.
They also reference Ninwi, which I'm not sure what city that would be, but yeah, if you know what ancient city Ninwi might be referencing, ancient city in real life, like let us know, because this little bit, these few ancient cities that they threw in there was really interesting.
Yeah.
And then of course we also get part 2.
Yeah, part 2 of Nigel and Tolkien. Yeah, one thing that somebody pointed out on Discord that almost made me shit my pants. Raccoons are not indigenous to Europe.
Oh, that's right.
What the fuck? Who knew? You know what I mean?
Never would have even considered.
They are there since the 20th century, though.
I was going to say.
Carmela posted, thank you, Carmela. She posted that they have been there since the early 20th century when they were introduced. So they are invasive, but they are there.
I was going to say, doesn't that make them an invasive species?
Yes, they're invasive. My God. The little bastards.
Little trash pandas.
They're just like pandas. Deer here. They're just everywhere.
They're just fucking everywhere. Yeah, I always try to really drive that home, how a nuisance deer can be in Minnesota, right?
Aren't house cats technically considered an invasive species?
Holy. And they destroy the environment wherever they go.
When they get out in the wild.
That's why, hey, can I take a second out to do a public service announcement?
Sure.
Don't let your cat outside unless it's supervised, right? Don't let your cat roam the neighborhood. I don't give a shit if you live in the country or in the city.
Stuff, man.
They fuck shit up. Don't let your cat outside.
Dude, the other day...
If you want your cat to live a long life, leave it inside.
The other day, Leo got outside. He snuck out as I was letting out the dog, and it took literally under a minute. As I go out the door and around the corner to go get him, he comes trotting back with a bird in his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He caught a bird that fast. We had to take him to the vet and get, make sure he gets his update on his shots and stuff. Like,
we're over here in the St. Croix Valley. Well, this is also known as Eagle Central, right?
Yeah.
Your cat could get swooped up by an eagle in 30 seconds.
oh yeah, I didn't even think
You know?
about that.
Come on.
Be nice to your pets.
Yeah, if you love your cat, keep him inside, guys. That's KOT public service announcement for today.
Public service and that. Hell yeah. So we also, in the last episode of the Fall of Gondolin stuff, we talked about, again, the development of the story over time. And talked about how there were like 7 different source materials
Yup.
for this. Well, technically 8. At one point in the Fall of Gondolin book, Christopher briefly mentions the Grey Annals, but there's not much in there relating to the Fall. So anyway, I'm getting a little too deep. So we also talk about how in the Turlin version
Yeah.
of the Fall of Gondolin, we get the little detail that Turlin played a harp made of wood and the sinews of bears.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So just a little minor detail that he throws in there that's just metal as all hell.
We also express our frustration that so little of the lay of the Fall of Gondolin is published.
Yeah, we do talk about
And
that.
Yeah.
and the material we did get to read was definitely parts of it.
It
and
left you craving, it left you wanting something. Like it was clearly missing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, really disappointed that we didn't ever get any more of the Lay of the Fall of Gondolin published. There's a little bit of it in the Lays of Beleriand, but hardly any.
Hardly any at all, really.
A tragedy.
Yeah.
Release the Lays.
Yeah. Free the Lays.
Free the Lays.
Frito Lays?
Frito Lays. That's a
Frito-Lays.
company.
That is
Whoa.
a whole ass company.
What?
They definitely don't sponsor the show. If they did, we wouldn't be recording in my bedroom right now.
It's very true. And we'd be eating chips.
Hey,
we'd have some fucking chips to munch on while we're here.
It's better than the closet.
It is an upgrade from the closet. You're
This
right.
is an upgrade.
Moving up.
Moving on
up in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, also, while I was listening back through this last Fall of Gondolin episode, I kept laughing to myself about how Trevor kept continuing to find similarities between the cousins Turin and Tuor and their life stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was fun.
One was about them living in the wild, and it just kept going. It was funny.
Yeah, you had a few of them in there. They were really fun.
Yeah, they're very similar characters, just very different circumstances.
Different situations. Yeah. Yeah.
We also, at the end of this episode, you got the bonus tale, another bonus tale. This one you got the tale of Eorendil, which was supposed to be the 4th tale of the great tales of the elder days that never got fully developed out, so that was kind of fun. Getting to talk about that and finish off the First Age. And then a little fun fact, we also realized at the end of the First Age, when Eorendil's ship gets magically put up into the sky, we're unsure of what happens to his
the crew.
shipmates. Yeah, Trevor brought up what happened to the crew because it specifically states he had a crew of dudes when they went to Valinor.
Yeah.
Idril and his crew of dudes, they made it there, but he was the only one that stepped on the shore. The crew stayed on the boat because they didn't want to touch. But it never says what happens to them after that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then apparently the Valar just picks up the Valar. They pick up the boat and they hallow it and it starts flying.
I like to think that the crew also got to fly through Anne Callaghan's asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think they're just stuck on this
Yeah.
forced friends forever? The
Yeah.
forever buddies?
They just forever crew. It's like the Black Pearl. They're just forever fucking crewing the ship.
forever crewing the ship because they never got the choice to go home. Well, anyway, so that's sort of the end of our reflecting back and looking back on it. So,
All right. It's time for what is dubbed on the outline the interrogation.
Yes.
oh boy.
I'm going to be playing good cop and bad cop now.
Ooh.
Just know that I am a cop.
So yeah, basically I have some questions for the guys about the Great Tales and then just about making 100 episodes in general, which is crazy. And then they also have some questions for each other and me. So
Yeah. It's a little bit of a circular interview
A
here.
little round table.
All right. So these questions are all just specific to the 3 Great Tales.
Sure, sure.
So number 1, I found myself horrified and intrigued by the forest in Doriath where you'd get lost and die.
Yeah, that's
think-
just kind of the only thing there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys talked about piles of bones and stuff, but do you think there could be a cannibalistic feral society a la Jack Ketchum's Off-Season where a tribe of men and children subsist off of other men and creatures who wander into the forest?
That's a relatively pointed question.
I feel like it's inevitable, really. And I have read Jack Ketchum's Off Season, and I would recommend you all to give it to your grandparents to read, especially if they're very Catholic. They'll love it. No, but anyway, I think so. Why not? Cannibals that live out there because I mean, that's all there would be to eat, right? Is other people.
Would those be like the wild men, the Easterlings?
The wild men.
Yeah, I guess just whoever wandered in there.
Yeah, I guess
And
it would,
then
yeah.
I just figured you'd meet someone else and they'd be
Well, it
like,
would probably have to be elves, right? Because typically only elves are going to be the ones living in the girdle of within the girdle of Melian.
Man.
So there'd be like feral cannibalistic elves,
Elves,
like eating
yeah.
lost men.
This
or-
isn't the first time that feral elves have come up on the podcast.
That's terrifying.
Remember Tolkien Mysteries?
there was an entire society of petty dwarves.
Yeah.
Why not petty elves?
Why not?
That are more like scavengers, and maybe some of them even resorted to a little bit of cannibalism.
The sweeter
There's
meat.
just so much free meat lying around within the girdle of Melian.
It's a shame to waste such meat.
all right. I just thought that was fun.
Yeah,
That's
what a
where
fun
my mind
quandary.
went.
Yes.
Entirely plausible.
So the next question I have is, what's a self-title that you would give yourself, like the self-titles Baron and Turin give to each other? Guess we can start with Danny.
My self-title. I would have to say blunt-handed would be my title. I would make a portmanteau of blunt and hand because the blunt is always in hand, see? And they would be blunt-handed.
Oh, Jesus.
What about you, Joel?
I don't know. Slave of Doom instead of Master of Doom?
Slave of Doom. There you go.
Slave of Doom.
Slave of the Doom scrolling.
Of the Doom scrolling.
Yeah, that's your thing. You just have to sit on your phone all day.
That's true. It's my curse.
Scroll-
Melkor cursed me.
Scroll Facebook with the people that we went to high school with.
Oh, God. That is Doom.
What about you, Trevor?
I suppose I would go with like maybe Questioner of Fate.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that fits
I
you
like
really
that one.
well. Question.
Wow, you actually put some thought.
You actually
A couple
answered
more
the-
moments while you guys were talking.
Yeah, I had to go first. Fuck you.
So the next one, why do you think the story of Beren and Luthien has so many parallels to Aragorn and Arwen? And how weird is it that Aragorn, Arwen, and Elrond are all related?
That is really weird. Yeah.
I think the right question is, why is it weird that Aragorn and Arwen are so similar to Beren and Luthien? But
That's true. Yeah, that's right. Reverse it. And they're
Yeah.
flip it.
Honestly, I feel like if I had to answer that, it'd be like, because Tolkien wanted all this stuff out there, but people wanted, well, the publishers wanted Lord of the Rings.
That's what I was
And
gonna
so
say.
it was kind of a way for him to put his old story into
Like,
it.
that was such a good idea. I do that with writing jokes and shit, too. Like, that was such a good joke. I'm taking that and I'm putting it somewhere fucking else that might get read. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. No, I totally, as a writer, I've done that before. 100%.
it's like Tolkien said in one of his letters, where he intended on making a sequel to The Hobbit, but it very much ended up being a sequel to The Silmarillion.
Yeah. Yeah, in a way, yeah. 100%.
What about them being related? Do we really think
You know
that's
what's really
weird?
funny? I was thinking of
Oh, it is a little.
As you asked this question, Arwen, Aragorn, Elrond, and Beren and Luthien are all related. All five of them.
It's true.
Yeah, all five. It's a little weird. I mean, it's weird because it's so removed, right? Like, is it?
It's very removed, yeah.
Yeah, but it's there. You know what I mean? It's there. So yeah, it's a little weird. I'll say that's my final answer.
How many years are really between them? It's a lot, right? It's thousands.
Oh, you're talking about the age difference. Well, the age gap is also problematic, but he's talking about that they're actually cousins.
Oh, no. I mean, like, the distance between, like, when Beren and Luthien were a thing to when Aragorn and
it's quite a
Arwen
few
were a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a few years, yes.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
the
Thousands,
age
yeah.
gap is problematic, and so that's a different thing.
That I didn't even consider that. The age gap is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, that's also an issue on top of the other thing.
Like, a human man just barely come to manhood is basically a child.
21
in the
years
eyes
old.
of,
She's like
any.
1,500 years old. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Robbing the cradle, baby.
I think we need a new letter ILF for that.
Yeah, there's what ILF is that? Yeah.
All right. So next one, I'm an animal lover. Did you guys feel bad for Karkaroth at all?
Oh
Do you
my
think could he
God.
have been rehabilitated? Because when he swallowed the Cimmeril and it was burning him, I felt pretty kind of bad for him.
I'm
Actually,
going to say no. because he was evil to begin with.
What if Caesar Milan did it though? Remember him? Remember the dog whisperer from the early 2000s?
No.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, Caesar
don't.
Milan. He would always do that. Yeah, you
So-
can't hear it on the mic, but he'd go.
Yeah, he goes like,
Yeah.
but like, yes, I always did feel pretty bad for Karkaroth because he was just basically an animal that Morgoth took and basically tortured.
Yeah.
And then infested with an evil spirit. And then it's not like he really asked for it. And it also made me feel really bad when Luthien basically put it down to sleep and was like, rest for once.
Oh yeah,
For
he
like a
said
short
for the
while.
one time. Yeah,
For one time, like actually rest peacefully for a little bit.
for like the first time in his life, it had peace for a moment.
Yeah, so I did
Yeah.
always feel really bad for Karkaroth, but I do not think there was any chance that thing was coming back.
No, that's one of them dogs you gotta.
Too far gone. Too
Yeah.
far gone.
I did like when you guys were talking about how he woke up and was just so pissed off. Like, he was
Yeah.
just having such a good
He's had a
dream
great
and then
dream, yeah.
probably chasing squirrels and
Yeah.
Doing something happy for once.
For once in his goddamn
Not being
life.
tortured.
No, I
Maybe-
love that. Like, dog is
or-
man's best friend, right? What about when your best friend is a fucking asshole, like Melkor? You know, like what does that make you?
true.
A ball sack?
A ball? Yeah, exactly. Your best friend's an asshole. You're a ball sack. What a great riddle.
All right. Next question. Director Jim Jarmusch once said the beauty of life is in the small details. What is the small detail in each great tale that you love?
Well, that's a great question.
Do you want to start with Trevor this time?
Yeah, because he got to go last time.
And I guess it doesn't have to be each. It can be, any small detail or
Sure.
details.
I think so. I wouldn't even go with the canon story. I think that the like little magic that they put here and there in the Baron and Luthien version with Tevildo and the cats and stuff. Like I think that those were cool little details that are omitted from all the other stories, like mostly that really give it that like mystic wonder that is sort of hidden in a lot of other Tolkien stuff.
Hell yeah.
That's funny because I was also going to say one of the old Baron and Luthiens, but it was going to be I was going to say I loved the part where Luthien does like the hair spell and she's like, somebody bring me a flagon of the best wine, but do it at noon on a sunny day and come singing. And then the other one is like, bring me a flagon of water on a moonshine night and bring it in a silver flagon, but bring it like silently. There's just a lot of like little magic-y bits that went into it.
And sing as you bring it to me.
And sing as you bring them. And then when she put the pips, mix them together, she sang about all the longest things in the world. And like,
Then
it
you
was
must
really fun. I loved that.
Then you must bring Madame Zeroni up the mountain and sing as I drink from the stream.
You're full of like old 2000s
Yeah, early
references
2000s
today.
today. Yeah, I'm just feeling my age today, man.
What about you, Danny?
Okay, so I'm gonna bring the mood down with this one. This because I think this is sad. This is from the Children of Hurin. Okay,
Okay.
my favorite small detail is that Hurin never told Morwen what had happened.
Such a minor, like, small detail, but it's such a big, like,
So
effect.
impactful.
Yeah, it's so impactful.
Yeah, and then he's just like, she was not conquered. Yeah, it's a fucked up part of the
She
story.
died miserably, but
She died miserably, but not as miserably as she could
nearly
have.
as miserably as
Yeah.
she could have.
What
Yeah.
a way to save her from a worse fate.
Yeah, just
God.
little details like that. No, I love that. I love that Jarmusch quote as well. Yeah, just small detail like that. Like he said nothing. He easily could have said so many things, right? And
Even
moment.
just like sorry,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he
anything.
even could. Yeah, he
Or
said
if you
nothing.
could have made something up and been like, they met and they, had a
He went to
good old
Disneyland.
life. To, yeah,
I've
they
been
went
in
to
Jamaica.
Disneyland.
They're living in Jamaica.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
that's a good segue into the next one.
Yeah, it is.
Do you think the downfall of Huron's line was 100% due to Morgoth's curse, or do you think some of it or all of it was a self-fulfilling prophecy and personal choice? And like, there's that section where Morgoth kind of talks about how he was worried that Huron was overcoming his curse.
Turin, you mean? Yeah.
Turin, yeah.
Turin,
Sorry,
yeah. No, it's a mistake often made, friend. No, but yes, that part where I was going to say. Originally, I thought it was because the curse, right? All the curse.
Mm-hmm.
But then you kind of bring in a good point here with the self-fulfilling prophecy and personal choice, because if that were the case, I would say it has to be the case, because Morgoth was talking about Turin overcoming the curse if he became too mighty, right? So there's got to be some other than the curse. The curse can't be absolute if that's the case, right? So there's got to be some wiggle room there. So some of it might be personal choice.
Well, and I mean, Morgoth keeps slaves, right? And he forces them to work. He can't just bend them to his will. So, like, that kind of inherently would mean that, like, he is just kind of like that curse is just like a pressure applied to the beings, but it's ultimately up to them to succumb to it or overcome it. So he's just kind of like the push.
Yeah.
I always felt like the self-fulfilling prophecy part was sort of part of the curse. But I
never thought you're doomed to fulfill your own prophecies.
Yeah.
That's wow.
But I think you could still make an argument about the pride. Like, part of his downfall may have been his own pride, but then you could also, again, tie that back to the tragedy of his parenting when he was a child.
Yeah, 100%.
So I would say it's mostly the curse.
80-20. Yeah.
I think it's mostly the curse.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of these had some pretty sad moments. There's a lot of sad moments in these stories. So what's your personal favorite, saddest sad moment of the Great Tales?
Ooh.
Do you want to start, Joel?
Go for it, Joel.
Damn, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but the death of Morwen.
Sure. Yeah.
And with Hurin there and not telling her the tragedy of their children's lives.
Yeah.
That was always a particularly heavy-hitting moment for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a remarkably sad moment.
After everything that had already happened that was so tragic, you didn't know it could get more sad until you remember, oh, that's right, their mom is still alive somewhere.
And she has no idea
and
that
she has
this happened.
no idea.
Yeah.
Do you want to go next, Danny?
Yeah, sure. My I think it's in the Turin and the Foa Loki, what Nienor says when she chucks herself into the river. I remember it being so much more sad. I can't remember. I couldn't quote it exactly, but I remember in the Zerptoff we talked about how much more sad it was, and yeah, that might be my favorite moment. It's just incredibly sad. Just like bear me down to the way to the sea. You know,
That is pretty fucking sad.
Yeah.
Trevor?
It's really hard to pick one. So I'm going to go with just two that I really like. One of them calls back to exactly what you were just talking about with Ninior. Just like that whole situation with her and Turin and like finding out who she is herself and him, you know,
right when the veil,
like,
when the veil
each of
lifts,
when the
them
veil
come
was
to
lifted, just like what a mind fuck.
Yeah. When Glaurung dies, the spell dies with him. Yeah.
Oh, when they each come to their own realization.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so like devastating. Neither of them can even handle living anymore.
Exactly. And I guess
And as a reader, most of the time you're like, no, don't kill yourself. But as a reader for this story, I was kind of like,
I was just like, oh man.
I understand, buddy.
Yeah, I
I'm
get
like,
it.
whoa, man. Like,
Okay.
holy shit. I don't condone suicide at any time ever, but like, fucking A, man, you know?
The other one that I would pick isn't as sad, but it's kind of like more of the long lasting effect that it has. Is it Maglor who ends up singing at the shores?
Yes, for forever.
Forever.
Yeah, who sings Mourning by the Sea after he realizes that all of his evil deeds made him a bad person and he could no longer hold a Silmaril.
See, no, that's one of those things, like, if you're writing Rings of Power, like, that would be a fun character for somebody to come across. Like, that would be you could totally just have that be a side thing where, like, come across somebody singing on the sea.
In the Quenta Noldorinwa, when we were talking about the tale of Earendil at the end of the Fall of Gondolin stuff, there is a short bit in there that says that Maglor, some of the Noldorin elves who didn't leave to Valinor after the First Age lived in the Western Isles, including Maglor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that made its way into canon, but canon doesn't actually say either way.
Either way, what happened.
So it just says that he sang by the sea afterwards. Like,
yeah.
I like to think he's out there.
Yeah.
Out there somewhere.
Out there somewhere.
I thought it was really sad. I think that when we were going through this was the first time I realized the fact that if he does play an instrument, he probably can't anymore. Because the Silmaril burnt the fuck out of his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, there are people out there that play guitars with their tongues. Okay,
That's true.
He could
That's
do
true.
it.
That's true. That's true. You're
true. I didn't even
100%.
think
Yeah,
about
I saw the guy that played the guitar with his feet for Pope John Paul.
Oh,
it's
yes.
it's so cool, impressive.
Joel knows the video I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he jumps down and kisses him. It's a very moving piece of pro-Catholic propaganda.
All right, those are some good sad moments.
Yeah.
So if you had the power to add to the tale of the fall of Gondolin, what would you add? Like if you could expand something or add something or
So I know we talked about this a little earlier, so I'll go first since I had already thought of my answer. I would like to see more description of the city of Gondolin before the fall. Like we hear about all these places and things that get destroyed, but like what did they actually look like? Like how did they function? Like who lived there?
More
like,
time in Gondolin. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because Tuor was there for years, right? Before the fall.
7.
So, like, there was ample time for us to get some of that information.
They talk a little bit about his life and getting married and having a kid, but they don't talk too much about Gondolin as a whole and, like, its inner workings or, like, the cool places. We learn about some of the cool places as we're coming across them being destroyed. But, yeah, you're right. I want more of that.
Yeah. I mean, we get a little bit of description of the gates, I guess, but, like, that's...
Yeah, the gates are beautiful, but I want more of that kind of stuff in the city.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I would even say anything more than you guys said. I think that's a perfect answer. Just more of like what everyday life is like in Gondolin, right? Just more of that slice of life kind of shit. That's what I like. But I was trying to think of something else I would add to Fall of Gondolin. Sex. There's no sex in it. Why is there no sex, you guys?
Okay, but is there sex anywhere? Come on.
No, because somebody once asked me, is there anything I could add to Tolkien? What would it be? I think it was in a Christmas special or in a holiday special at some point. Somebody asked me.
Some adult content.
Yeah, and I was just like, sex. It's the only thing that Tolkien's lacking that I like is sex, you know? So, like...
Honestly,
people are doing it.
It wouldn't even need to be that descriptive.
There's
like,
tons of people, tons of sons, tons of daughters. People be doing it in Tolkien.
we got whole family trees. We know they're doing it.
We know what goes on in those bedrooms. You know what I mean? We know.
All right, that's a good way to cap off the Great Tales.
Great Tales.
Questions.
What an interesting 15-part series.
What a goddamn experience.
So now I have a few questions just about doing 100 episodes in general, which is
why would you do that?
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a very impressive accomplishment. It's just hard to like think of 100 episodes. So these stories at the end of the first stage made me wonder if this is the end of KOT's first stage. So what's a great or legendary tale each of you remember from KOT's first stage?
Ooh. So if you're saying this is like a post 100 episodes is a new era, is what you're saying, which I would agree with. What would a good thing in the last era be?
Would this be like what our favorite maybe episode or series kind of thing was?
Oh,
I that's actually my next question. I was just thinking more of, just some, I don't know, it could be overcoming something or doing something or I don't know.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, I guess one of my favorite developments was this man over here.
I was going to say, yeah.
No, you guys can't see which way is my left at home. Trevor's sitting on my left.
Yeah, Trev. Honestly, Trev and Joseph as well. Like Joe's kind of he kind of moved into your role.
That's true.
Yeah, that's funny.
true.
I got promoted when
he got promoted.
There was a power vacuum.
Yeah, he got promoted to like satellite guest or satellite member or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, but like. Yeah, it's an excuse to, because as you get into your 30s, there's not a whole lot of time to just hang out with your friends anymore. So this is a great excuse for us to basically have an excuse to tell our families that we have shit to do. You know what I mean? And then we get to hang out with our friends. You know what I'm saying? As we're also making great art, but at the same time, it's an excuse for me to see Trevor, Joel, and Joe regularly.
And what is a common theme in Tolkien's work? Friendship,
right? That's what it's all about, baby.
And we are embodying that.
We've been about that since day one. Yeah.
God, I love you guys. I'm not going to lie. A big part of the reason why I love this podcast is because it does literally force me to schedule time
to hang out with your friends,
to see you guys.
Well, and it's when you get into your 30s too, and it's not like I hate my friends or I don't want to see them. It's just there's so much bullshit to do.
It is, and
there's so much fucking
This is
bullshit.
largely when I see you guys now. That's just kind of
Yep. It's fucking awesome.
I mean, we physically live further apart than we used to.
Right.
Yep. We went, at least me and Joel, we went from living with each other. That was like the early days.
Yeah, dude. It's just. it's weird to think about 100 episodes. Holy shit, you guys! And adding
It's been a long time.
Adding Trev, yeah, it's funny because I remember you were gonna be over here when we were I double booked myself. Like I booked hanging out with you and recording. And then I was like, hey, Trev, you just want to be on the episode? I can't remember what episode this was. And I was like, you just want to be on the episode, bro? Like, you've been on so many. It's fun. And then I think after that episode is when we started to actually secretly talk about, like, I wonder if Trev would want to do this, like, you know, if you'd be on every
Come
episode.
on full time.
Yeah, because we didn't, you know, you love Tolkien, but, like, not on the level that fucking me and Joel are insane, right? Like, yeah, so like having you be part of this podcast is fucking awesome because like you also just kind of like, and also we talked about this too. Tolkien kind of started our three-way friendship here because of the audiobook thing. Remember, we came over to your house and would listen.
That's kind of true. I wasn't really like involved in what was happening, but
Right.
I was still tertiary to it.
Yeah,
You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
He was
And
there.
I thought you guys were weird as fuck, but
I'm sure.
I understand
I'm sure.
it now.
Yeah, you get it now. You fucking understand now. But back then, it was a little strange. I understand.
Yeah, just two weirdos sitting in the living room listening to the
Yeah, well,
audio
would you
book on the
just-
stereo.
Would you just get home from work and Danny and Joel are just sitting
It's
in
more
the
like
living
I'm just
room?
already sitting at the kitchen table, which had my computer on it at the time.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there gaming, and they're on the couch, like, listening to an
Yeah,
audiobook.
yeah. Plug my phone into the fucking
The
aux
stereo.
cord. Yeah, and we listen to Martin Shaw, baby. Yeah,
All right. That was wholesome.
yeah. Thanks.
So yeah, getting into what you guys were more excited to talk about, it seemed.
Yeah.
Discounting the great tales, because I felt
Sure.
like you guys might say that. What episode or series of episodes are your personal favorite in the first 100?
So I wasn't a part of this series, but I really, really enjoyed listening to it. It was the Doom trilogy.
The Doom
Yeah.
trilogy.
I like. There's a lot of other cool stuff. Like I liked learning about like the weapons and sentient weapons and stuff. But like the Doom trilogy was really just something I hadn't thought about before in that context. And you guys framed it in such a way. It was like, wow. Like not only is Doom a cool word for fate and how Tolkien uses it, but also like it's everywhere,
Yeah.
It is, in different forms. The prophecies,
good or
the
bad.
Curses,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the oaths that people make.
I was incredibly baked when I came up with that idea, just so you know.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah, it really came out because we hadn't been doing like kind of like that was. We did pretty straightforward episodes up
Yeah,
until
you're
that
doing a lot
point.
of character profiles.
This one was
Yeah,
more
yeah.
of like a concept episode in a way.
Esoteric.
Like it's yeah. So yeah, fun times, guys.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was also gonna say the Doom trilogy,
Oh, wow.
Doom trilogy.
but if I had to pick a runner-up to the Doom trilogy, I don't want to steal Danny's, but I'm tempted to say the Kingdoms of the Dunedain trilogy.
That's not what I was going to say, so I'm
It's
glad you
not,
said it
okay.
because that was my number 2.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I also loved Kingdoms of the Dunedain. That was one of my
Well, and
favorites.
it led into the 2-part Aragorn episode too. Remember? So it was
Oh,
like,
that's
yeah,
right, yeah.
yeah. So it's kind of a 5-part series in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was. I think the Kingdoms of the Dunedain was the first time I'm like, damn, we're actually kind of like good at this.
that's what I loved about it too.
Yeah.
We were like, man, we put out a pretty
This is a good product. Like this is something I'd fucking listen to. You know, like yeah, Kings of the Dunedain was. I remember that was when I first started telling everybody that I had a podcast.
It makes
What episode was that?
Oh fuck! What was
How far
Kingdoms of
back
the
was
Dunedain?
that? How many did it take before you felt like you were
That was
making?
the beginning of season 3, I think, wasn't it?
Damn.
Joel's looking it up. Let's keep talking. Yeah, I try to think because I remember season two. We actually had 6 episodes recorded before any of them even came out, and it was 3 2-parters. Ah, man, it's so long ago.
so that was episode 22.
Whew.
It was
Damn.
Kingdoms of the Dunedain Part 1.
Damn, that was forever ago. That was in season 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
That is, 80 episodes from like where? Wow.
long way away.
Yeah.
So what would your choice be? Danny?
Mine, it's a pretty recent one actually, and I think we all fucking love these episodes, and you're gonna be mad that you didn't say it yourself. I bet Tolkien Mysteries.
Oh, fuck you.
yes.
Yeah, that, okay.
Tolkien
That
Mysteries
was-
are so much fucking fun, and I think we just agreed that we're doing the 3rd one soon. I think we talked
We're actually
about
doing nothing but Tolkien
yeah,
Mysteries
just
moving
a whole
forward.
season of Tolkien
We're actually
Mysteries.
changing our name to
Yeah.
Tolkien Mysteries.
And that was so much fun because like as you listen to this podcast, you learn like I always say I'm a nerd for this. I'm a nerd for a lot of things, guys, but I am also like a true crime nerd, right? So I loved Unsolved Mysteries when I was a kid, and yeah, I like the whole just Robert Stack fucking standing in the street light shit. I remember that so vividly from when I was a kid. And I was like, how can I translate that bullshit to KOT? How can I hijack that feeling? And what came out was, and also you got to have a huge shout out to who else but Ruru.
Oh yeah,
on that episode, right? Like a lot of the episodes that
a lot
have
of good production put into that.
yeah, a lot of great production put into them. We can't say enough about our editor and how fucking awesome he is. He makes
his praises.
He makes us sound so much funnier, so much smarter,
and a lot smoother.
and a lot
smoother. He
And a
makes our
whole lot
timing
smoother.
good.
Yeah, he's funny because like
He makes it sound like we thought out what we were saying.
yeah, he's a very funny and thought out guy. So like he knows how to make us sound smart and funny. It's pretty funny how that works.
But not only that, like he knows how to make us sound better, but he also gives us like feedback for ways
that
to
too.
improve, which,
That's
which I
probably
think is
the most
pretty massive.
That's the most important thing, I think, is he's able to do that.
Yeah, if you're listening to this podcast and you are unaware who Ruru is our editor. He's been editing since episode 16. Holy shit.
It's been
Oh
a
my God.
long time.
Last episode was his 100th
It was
episode.
his 100th, yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh
Wow.
shit!
Crazy.
Celebrate!
We'll make
Way to
him
go,
a plaque.
Ruru. Yeah, we gotta get Ruru something. Yeah, put some love out there. Ruru's on the Discord. You hit him up.
Tolkien Mysteries was also the first episode to have like a full like soundtrack in the background too.
Right.
Maybe the only one really, but like it
Yeah.
it definitely was like
That was when you started fucking with that stuff. Yeah, around when we started fucking with
it was
that
an
stuff,
experiment, and I think
Yeah.
we pulled it off, yeah.
Yeah.
Good answers. So next question: who is a character that has grown on you over the last 100 episodes? And inversely, who is a character that you've come to respect less than you initially did over the last 100 episodes?
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
No.
I think a character that really grew on me was Denethor.
Denethor.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting
That's a good
answer.
choice.
Yeah, that is.
Interesting fucking answer.
Because I always thought, like, oh, who is this asshole? Like, Boromir would do it better. But, like, that he had some massive pressure and, like, and stress and stuff going on. Like, he was in a hard spot.
Well,
so,
because
like,
remember what we talked about in the Children of Hurin series is one of the things that Tolkien, one of his themes, at least in what I find, is how people react to grief.
Yes.
Right? And Denethor does not react to grief well.
no.
Because his downfall was really when his wife died, right? Like that was when it all kind of started to unravel. That was when he started using the Palantir more often, all that stuff like that, right? Denethor is an interesting answer. I love that. Way to go, Trav.
Man,
Thanks.
it's almost like Tolkien must have spent a lot of time, like maybe in an event where he saw many people reacting
Almost like
to grief.
Yeah. Or maybe had to react to grief himself a
Or
lot.
perhaps.
Perhaps
yes.
even.
Yeah.
My character that I would respect less, honestly, and I think this is just because I didn't know enough about the character initially, would be Saruman. You know, because like he's sort of like, he seems like he's a good guy, because in the movies were the first place that I saw him, right? So he seems like he's supposed to be a good guy, but then he turns out to be a bad guy. But like the movies didn't put the Scouring of the Shire in there, and
Yeah.
his stuff, you know, prior to the Third Age, I wasn't really familiar with. So like he was kind of in this like sort of middle space, but after learning just how bad a guy he turned out to be, like much less respect.
And kind of how he started out. He's always, since the beginning, known for being a bit prideful. Like he didn't want to rescind like leadership of the White Council to Gandalf,
Yeah, he was always very jealous of Gandalf as well.
and he always had a weird jealousy thing of Gandalf.
And he called him out for smoking that one time, remember?
Yeah.
Dick.
Super uncool.
And then it turns out he's smoking in his privacy.
That's
Hypocrite.
right.
Hypocrite.
Dick.
Hypocrite.
Yeah, so these were things like I hadn't really known about Saruman, and then when I did, I'm like, wow, this guy's kind of a piece of shit,
Yeah.
bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
you want to go next, Joel?
Character that's grown on me over the past 100 episodes. Honestly, Turin Bar. When I first learned about Turin
You did
Bar,
not. That's true. When I first
never
introduced
understood.
you,
I never
did not like
understood
him.
why you loved him so much. You thought he was such a great, relatable, tragic character. And I was like, man, this guy just seems like a prideful asshole.
Prideful prick. Yeah.
But then when you get into especially the extended story and like his upbringing, like it's really sad. It's really fucking sad.
Yeah. It's
All
hard
of
not
the
to identify with
self-fulfilling
him.
prophecy stuff too is just really tragic.
Yeah, it's hard not to identify with Turin, in my opinion.
And then a character who I've come to respect less, Morwen.
For similar reasons. Well,
For in this exact same vein, just because when we went through this especially the longer version of the story again with the renewed perspective on like parenting, Morwen's parenting just shocked me multiple times.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things
Things that I didn't quite I guess, catch or realize before that. Well, I was just like, Jesus Christ, this is your
man.
child.
Yeah, when she says to him, "If you cry, other things will find if you wail, other things will find you first." When he starts crying,
Oh,
a
yeah.
9-year-old kid,
Right.
a 9-year-old. Are you shitting me?
You're about to send him off into a crying, manic whole episode. Like, that's not a good parenting tactic.
Yeah.
Danny.
I'm gonna say, honestly, growing on me the most, 100% Éomer Éodig. Éomer fucking rules. I did that. The Rohan run that we did was so fucking awesome. I love that's one of my
right.
It's one of my favorite fucking runs we've ever done. And I learned a shitload about Rohan, and I also learned that Éomer is now one of my favorite fucking characters. He embodies the Tolkienian friendship so well.
He really does. That's a great point.
Yeah, he's fucking awesome. I love Éomer.
Yeah, he really does embody like the camaraderie of Tolkien's stories, just like in a character.
Yeah, he really does. And his relationship with Aragorn is just so fucking cool. I love it. As far as characters that I lost respect for, maybe a Radagast a little bit.
That's funny.
And here's why. When I learned that the Blue Wizards were actually doing shit,
Oh, then you're like, what the fuck is
like
Radagast
what
been
were
doing?
you up to, bud? Like like the Blue Wizards are out here starting revolutions in the East, and Saruman, like for better or worse, is doing his thing. Gandalf is a mover and shaker. What are you doing, dog? Like
Hanging out with the squirrels.
singing out with the squirrels.
with the Rustabel rabbits.
These are Rustabel rabbits.
I feel like if I had to pick a second character to respect, it would have been Radagast too,
Yeah.
for sure.
They have the
'Cause,
Radagast slander.
You expect him to do great things, but he doesn't.
Radagast.
But he
Yeah.
doesn't.
He sets up Gandalf for failure, right? So
He
like,
kind of does.
I love it, because you get introduced to Radagast a little bit in the Fellowship of the Ring. And you're like, oh, I bet this guy's going to come back and whoop ass with Gandalf at the end.
this
of
guy
the,
fucks.
No, he
Yeah.
actually caused Gandalf to walk into a fucking trap.
he just that's true. He screwed Gandalf over and then does nothing. Yeah. So that's my answer.
All right. So, from what I could tell on the SoundCloud, the first KOT episode was put up on September 5th, 2017.
That sounds about right.
Yep. September 2017. Yep.
So, how have you guys changed over the last 8 years, and how has that time influenced how you look at Tolkien's Legendarium?
8 years? Are you sure it wasn't more? Like, I feel like there was a pandemic that took a whole decade.
Right. No
Yeah.
fucking
I feel like there's
Jesus
10
Christ.
years in there somewhere. Yeah. How have we changed?
I think we've come to know enough to know that we don't know.
Yeah, all I know is that I don't know nothing, right?
That's
Yeah,
called
the more-
wisdom.
That's
the
wisdom,
more we learn about the Tolkien Legendarium, the more we learn we don't know.
We thought we were such hot shit when we started this
Exactly.
podcast.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, I thought I was like,
Speaking with such authority.
I remember when somebody told me like, I remember was telling somebody at one point like I know like more about Tolkien than maybe anybody in the city, and I was like, really? No, that's not nowhere even fucking close, man.
There's some quiet nerd out there who's got
that would
everything
school my
memorized.
ass 6 ways from Sunday. Yeah, just no fucking way. Yeah, we don't know anything about this. We're just having fun. Is basically we're learning and we're having fun. Yeah, we're having fun with the things we like.
Yeah, it's basically turned into a learning experience. We're learning as
Yeah.
we're going.
Yeah, 100% learning. I learn, I would say, what I knew at the start of this podcast is maybe like 30% of what I know now, and the rest has been learned in just doing the podcast. Like, I've learned so much. Like, the college, degree level bullshit that we've learned, in my opinion. Yeah, what else has changed? We're all living in different places now. We all have different significant others than when we started, I think, right?
Yeah.
Some of us
Yeah.
have children now.
Some of us have children now. Joel's got one on the way,
Oh,
motherfucker.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's gonna be that'll be the third KOT child.
Yeah, fun announcement. So me and my wife Mallory are expecting our first child, our little daughter,
Hell
in
yeah.
December.
Fuck yeah. It's
A
gonna
new member of the KOT family.
It's gonna be so awesome.
You'll get to hear all about it on the Christmas special.
On the Christmas special.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Joel will be tired
Oh,
and drunk
that
as hell.
holiday special is going to be a hell of a holiday special.
Hell yes, it will be.
How soon are you going to introduce her to Tolkien?
Oh, as soon as we start reading books, we'll probably start doing some Tolkien books. Mal was already showing me like some children's books we're gonna get her, and like
That's awesome.
putting together like a wish list of things if people wanted to buy stuff. She's like, "Should I put Tolkien books on there?" I was like, "No, that's for me.
Yeah.
I get to do that. Nobody, no. I'm gonna get her the good ones."
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already got a couple picture books just that I've collected. So
Yeah, when I found out my sister was pregnant, I immediately, because I never thought I'd have children, so I was like going all in on the nephew shit. So I was like, I need to get my niece or nephew. I didn't even know what they were at that point, and I was like, I need to get them a Tolkien book. So I went out and got the children's illustrated version of The Hobbit, and just I've been sitting on it for since then because he's still not old enough to be responsible to deal with that thing. So
you're like, you know what? I'm gonna hold on to this.
I'm gonna hold on to this for him.
This cool ass book.
Yeah, and he'll get it. Like he'll get it when
he'll get it. He'll get the kid's book when he's old enough.
Yeah, when he's old enough.
And we've talked a lot about how like we've changed over the last 8 years. But like the way I would say like how it influenced how I look at Tolkien's Legendarium, like you guys knew a lot more about this stuff than I ever did. And like there were days back in the day, Danny, you remember, where I would just talk your ear off, like asking you questions about this, that, or the other thing, further enhancing that ego you had.
Shit you not, you guys, this guy would listen to me like
for hours.
Like
easily, yeah.
Like for hours. Like yeah, and I would just sit there and pack bowl after bowl and fucking talk to Trevor about fucking
Well, and that's just me. I'm just curious. Like I like knowing things.
And I was like, at first, I was like, is this guy mocking me? I really thought this dude was mocking me. I was like, there's no way he's actually interested in what I'm talking about, right? Because like, especially as a neurodivergent person, when you grow up and find that there are people that are actually listening to what you're talking about, it's wild.
It's crazy.
I was always my brand of autism. I talk a lot, and I always did talk a lot when I was a kid. And most of the time, people just fucking ignored me because I was just noise pollution, right? And then you guys came along and you actually listen to me when I speak, so that's pretty cool.
That's what friends are for.
Yeah, so I guess just to listen to you when you speak. Yeah,
yeah, that was what I was going to say. What was amazing is that you absorbed a lot of it.
Well, that too,
more than I expected I could.
Yeah, you would ask about it. I remember when you when you came on the podcast. What did he talk about? He made a reference. The Calaquendi.
Oh yeah, the Calaquendi.
You dropped the word Calaquendi, and I was like, oh my god, he does listen.
Like in the correct context.
Yeah, in
and
the correct context and context and everything. Yeah,
he does care.
He does care.
It's hard sometimes. There's a lot of stuff in there. I don't know how you guys keep that steel trap box in your head of information.
Well, and then a lot of times I'm real fucked up too, so I'm like trying to it probably doesn't make much sense what I'm saying to you. Like I'm probably jumping all over the place and just being a dumbass about it.
I'd also say, as far as how the time influences my look at Tolkien's Legendarium, is how easily it is corrupted.
Oh, yeah, we should talk about this. One good way to bring that up. Yeah, fascists like Tolkien. Weird, right?
Oh, you mean like how the fandom can
is that what you're talking about?
Hijacked? Or
well, I mean, not necessarily the fandom, but like we've gotten... Like I didn't know how bad the Hobbit movies were until I then learned, right? And then we got like things like Rings of Power and several bad video games. We're getting different adaptions of stuff, and like for the most part, it really hasn't been like good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it gives me a better appreciation for the source material, seeing how badly it can be misconstrued.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that too.
But we could go on to your thing.
Well, no, I was just going to say that
it makes it hard and kind of tragic to be a Tolkien fan when they keep putting out subpar shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. No, I was just going to say, go along with what I was saying, what I thought you were saying. No, it's weird that like people who have like hateful rhetoric and beliefs and stuff can hold this book as dear as I do. And it's really weird to me. I don't know how they do that because, like, are we reading the same book? You know what I mean? Like, I'm confused as to how your values are drawn from this and mine are, and they're so different. Like, how can you be a Tolkien fan and be pro-war? You know what I mean? There's so many fucking pro-war people these days.
Yeah, Tolkien is very, very clearly and vocally, like, as a person, he was very anti-war.
Right. And, like, how can you be about hating groups of people when Tolkien's whole thing was about we are all better off when we work together?
Especially when it's, like
how can you
spanned
hold?
across multiple actual different races.
Yeah.
You know, like we're all humans and we put race in
Well,
there,
and,
but
like,
it doesn't need to be. But like actual other races,
they're
can
actually
get
like made by different gods and shit.
right.
And they're actually getting along. And like, and it's one of those things that like you can't even argue that it's not part of Tolkien teaching, right? That like that working together is better than alienating people, right? Like it's in every age 1, 2, 3, all of it. It's every single time. When you work together, you come out, it might be a shitty time, but we come out better on the other side, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just like, how can you read that shit and be a hateful bastard like some people are? Not pointing any fingers. Nobody who's listening to this is going to be like, that's me.
Whoa.
Hey, no, I'm a hateful bastard.
I'm an angry bastard. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know. We're living in a weird time, you guys. It's dark times.
All right. I think that was a pretty good look at things.
Yeah.
And then this final question, what's the subject of the 10-year KOT anniversary special going to be in 2027?
Oh,
Ooh,
dear.
That's a good question. Because we had
That's
already...
coming faster than I think.
We had started planning episode 100 around episode 30 or some shit, like a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago that we decided that we wanted to redo the Baron and Luthien, Fall of Gondolin, and Children of Hurin, but we were like, what? But we need
an excuse or something. Yeah.
We want to put a lot of effort into it, and we need an excuse for it to be special. Like, what if we do it for the 100th episode if we get there, you know? And
yeah.
We
quickly got there.
We quickly got there, and we're like, okay, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah.
And then we did the damn thing.
We did the damn thing. Yeah.
I don't know, guys. Should we redo the very first couple episodes, the Hobbit movies?
That's a good... Let's do for the... What would you ask for the 10-year KOT
10 year,
anniversary?
yep.
Yeah, for 10 years, we'll talk about why the Hobbit still sucks.
You're going to have to rewatch the Hobbit movies, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll
that's
be
true.
Well, at least it'll be in 8K or whatever because it'll be 10 years from now.
Two
2
years.
I thought you said what's the subject of the 10-year KOT anniversary?
Yeah, in 2 years it'll be 10 years of KOT.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know.
Isn't that wild?
No fucking way.
Isn't
I was
that wild?
thinking 10 years from now.
No.
That's why I
yeah.
was like, it's fastly approaching.
2027.
Whoa. Answer remains the same.
All right. And that's all I got for my questions.
So now we got a bunch of questions for each other, actually. I'm going to go first with mine. And we got a handful for all three of you, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna go around the table. We're all gonna get the chance to both ask and answer questions, and you all get to listen to us.
We all get to give and receive.
Reciprocity, that's what they call that. Yeah.
Reciprocal love.
Yeah. Okay, Trev. Question 1. You kind of answered this earlier, actually. Any regrets about doing the podcast? Do you want to quit? Just say it, Trev. If you want to quit, you can go ahead and say it.
No
Yeah.
regrets. No regrets at all. Do I want to quit? Not yet,
Good. That's good.
but I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know that you'll let us know.
Sure.
I don't want you to do it when you don't want to do it.
I'd like to think that I would that I'd never quit and that you guys would probably fire me.
I'll never say that. Yeah.
Trevor's been acting real erratically lately. We got to cut him loose.
Yeah.
Just remember, you signed your contract in blood.
In blood, Trevor. Okay. This is a follow-up question. What is your favorite thing about doing the podcast with us? And that, by us, I mean me, Joel, Joe, and Ruru.
My favorite thing about it is how it glues us all together.
And Virginia. Don't forget about Virginia, too.
Yeah, when she has the ability.
When she has
to
the time. She
contribute,
just had a baby.
Well, it was like 2 years almost.
Well,
ago,
she
but-
has a small
Yes,
child.
yes.
They don't go away. Like you have to take
She
care
is
of
a
them.
stay-at-home mom. I see her on Boulder's Gate all the time. Okay.
Yeah, well, hell yeah. That's what else you can do, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yes, a whole group of great people help us with this podcast. But what's your favorite thing about doing it all? I
Yeah,
guess
it keeps us all glued together. Like when we're in season, I love that we
Love
have
it.
a review day and then we have a record day. Like that's 2 days a week
that you get home
for like a month or two that I get homie time, and
Yeah.
then like it can be a lot sometimes, and I know especially for you guys because you guys write more of the material than I end up doing. But it's. Even if it's a lot, like when it's not happening, I miss it.
Yeah, 100%. And don't leave yourself out with the writing thing. Now, you've done how many episodes? 3?
Something like that. And I've got
3.
another one I'm going to be writing soon.
And
so.
you got another one coming up soon. And guess what?
That's
I
several.
fucking love all 3 of your episodes, Trevor. I think you are so good at writing those video game episodes, and I want you to keep doing it for fucking ever.
if they keep making Tolkien games. If
will.
they keep sucking, they won't.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sucking, yeah.
But we're not getting a good run of them right now.
Yeah.
No. We need the Shadow of Mordor to come back
Yeah,
or something.
make more of them babies. Oh, this is the next question that kind of runs into that. Do you dig writing episodes? Would you ever consider reaching out beyond video game episodes?
I think yes. I still enjoy writing episodes, but mostly because of the cadence. I don't have to do it as frequently as you guys. If I did write episodes as frequently as you guys do, I would probably feel a little less happy about doing it.
Right.
Which is
Yeah.
like just to say like you guys put in a lot of work and it's impressive.
I mean, even a easy episode takes me. I work really slow because I have severe ADHD. So it usually takes me around 24 hours for each episode altogether, from research to writing to all bullshit aside.
Yeah, and I 100% I believe that, because like even just writing the video game episodes, it's like, one, I have to put in the time to play the game, and I have to take notes, and you guys are basically doing that stuff just in book format. So
Yeah,
like
right.
it can be a lot of time regardless.
Mm.
Would I reach out beyond video game episodes? I think it really depends on the media.
Yeah.
I think like literature stuff, I wouldn't feel as much confidence in, because I mean I don't read a lot.
Yeah.
I will opt for an audiobook before I actually sit down and read a book.
Yeah. No, you're we've said on the podcast before, you're the smartest person that doesn't read books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll still take it.
You'll own that. Yeah. No, because you read a shitload. You read all kinds of shit. You just don't read novels.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm
You listen to them sometimes. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, hey, I made it all the way through the Expanse series,
yeah.
and that
Yeah,
was
you love the
9
show,
books.
right?
And
Yeah.
I always talk a lot about it. Anyway,
Yeah.
but honestly, like if they were more like collaborative, and because I think we've done like a little bit of that in the past.
Yeah.
I think that those would be easier for me to at least dip my toes in things outside of video games.
Cool.
I'm just very confident in the video games
Right.
because of my background.
That's kind of how I always start from a place of confidence and branch out. Yeah. That's the best way to do art, in my opinion. Okay, next question. Now that you've had the deepest of dives on all 3 of the major tales of the First Age, what is your favorite and why?
Oh, I mean, this is easy. It's the Tevildo version of Baron and Luthien.
Yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
like Baron and Luthien in general, I think I just liked better than the other 2 because it's more hopeful and happy and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Children of Hurin, dreadful tragedy, like lots of sad stuff, very well written, and like it's super complex, and I appreciate that. But I really like magical things. I like being hopeful and thinking positive, and I think Baron and Luthien kind of embodies that more for me.
You are an annoyingly positive person. I will put it that way. No, that's one of the things I love about you, Trev. Okay, great answer. Okay, here's another one. This is a fun question. What's your favorite appearance on the podcast before you joined for full time?
Ooh, probably the Trevor's Tribulation.
That was such a fun
Yeah,
episode.
Trevor's Tribulation.
Trevor's
Yeah.
Tribulation.
I loved, because like before that, I just pick your brain anyway. So then I got to do it in a more official form.
I was
and
like,
have
yeah,
both of you.
let's
so.
do it on the show. Yeah, and it
Uh,
turned out to be a very good episode.
Yeah. And I got to ask like just like my burning questions. Like
Yeah.
the all the stuff about like what is in outer space in Tolkien and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like
and we answered it all to the best of our abilities,
Yeah.
and it made a great episode.
it's all very interesting.
Yeah. This one's going to make you laugh. Rage Radio, Gamer Radio. You remember those?
Oh my god, the things the before times
Proto KOT stuff.
Yeah, Proto-KOT.
Proto KOT.
where we really got our feet wet.
Yeah. So a lot of people might not know we started the podcast and it's in like many great institutions split into 2 immediately afterwards, right?
Yep.
And then one survived and one sadly did not. But hey, guess what? I used to listen to every episode of your podcast, just so you know.
There weren't many.
There was a few, but I used to listen to every week. No, but yeah, so Trevor was on a podcast called Gamer Radio, and which splintered from Rage Radio, which we started, which also Joel wasn't involved in. We brought Joel in because Cody, who is our producer and editor for the season 1, right, and started the whole goddamn thing, right? We can't give enough credit to him.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was kind of the force behind the idea.
Like we never would have done this without never in a million years. Yeah. But yes, so he kind of put us onto the track of like this whole, making podcasts. And then I was like, hey, I really want to do an episode. The show that we had the idea for was just kind of just a talk radio show, right? Bullshit, talk nerdy shit.
Yeah.
And we called it Rage Radio. And I don't even know, there might be an episode uploaded somewhere, but Yeah, and then I eventually came to Cody and I was like, hey, I really want to do an episode about Tolkien. I want to have Joel on, and I want to talk about Tolkien.
Yeah, we were just going to do like a single special one-off episode about Tolkien stuff.
And I started coming to him with what I wanted to talk about, and he's like, he gives me this like exasperated look, and he's just like, yo, you could just do a whole ass Tolkien podcast. You know that, right?
Just do it on your own.
And then he's like, well, why don't you guys just splinter and you and Joel can do your Tolkien shit? And then the gamer guys, because I didn't know much about video games. I still don't, right? So like, I can't sit and talk about video games for an extended amount of time because I don't play them or know that much about them. But I do know this shit. So yeah, it kind of splintered into Gamer Radio, and then Keep on Tolkien. Keep on Tolkien kept going. Gamer Radio kind of petered out, but we acquired Trevor from Gamer Radio, so
I suppose we poached him, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't really help Gamer Radio in this case. Our buddy Cody had to move back to Texas,
right? That's
since
what
we're all
sucked.
in Minnesota.
Yeah,
And
living circumstances.
he was doing the first what do you say, like 14 or 15 episodes of the KOT.
He did
editing.
the first 15 of ours. Yeah.
So he was he was still an integral part in the beginning. But after he had to move away, we had to find other avenues. And Gamer Radio fell apart. It is what it is. You start a project. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
No, yeah, like in the art game, most of them they don't work out, right? Like, let's just be completely honest. Most projects never get finished.
Sure.
When
And
you're an artist, yeah.
It's not like this podcast makes money.
No,
but
we're technically not successful still.
right. It's but that's why it's even better why the whole "we are the embodiment of friendship" thing works out so well, because
we do it for the love of it.
You don't always need money to keep things
exactly.
together.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, it's funny that we started as sort of the side project, but the side project is the one that's still going.
Yeah, funny.
Do you think, was he just like, I'm sick of Danny talking about Tolkien shit? He needs to.
I think it was a little bit of that. I'm going to be honest with you. And me and Joel we joked that like we started this podcast because we didn't want, like, people didn't want to listen to us anymore. And Cody he was one of those people that he would listen to me a lot, but he would eventually get exasperated from me going on and on about Tolkien stuff. Because Cody was one of those guys. Cody's one of those guys that you hang out with and you turn around and you're drunk, Like because he's such a hospitable dude that he's always giving you alcohol and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I was always just, I can't say no. So like, I just like, I all of a sudden, fuck, I'm drunk. And then, we came up with the idea to do all this shit over a bottle of whiskey, like, yeah, weird shit, guys. So my final question for you, Trevor, what is your favorite bit that I've ever written? It can be a bit that you were involved in or one that you weren't.
So it's tough. Like if I had to pick one, and I don't really know if you consider it a bit, but it for sure is like the Tolkien mysteries.
Yeah,
like the whole episode.
That is kind of the whole thing is kind of a bit. Yeah,
yeah, because it's more of like the creative writing. Like
it's more
like
of a production.
But if I went with like a bit, like it's really really hard to pick. I really like the recent ones, like we were talking about the Turin and Cyros bit. Like that was hilarious.
The third one was funny.
Yeah, super funny.
Having the Gollum and Smeagol like dichotomy, and they're like like Gollum is his evil alter ego that he's going to therapy to get rid of or something. Like that was creative and funny. Like
I like that one too.
Hard to pick favorites, but those would be the top ones I can think of.
Cool. Yeah, I know. You guys are always they're the first ones to hear this shit. I know you guys really like the bits and stuff, but they are always the first ones to hear it. So I'm most nervous for how they think about it than how any of you think about it. Not that I don't care how you guys think, right? Obviously.
Well, and I'll be honest. I think it speaks to your writing ability that I want to go into reading them as a cold read.
You always want to do cold reads, yeah.
Because I want to like that's how I want to experience video games too, like or any media. Like some of my favorite movies are ones you didn't tell me anything about before we watched it, and then like bam. So like that sense of discovery I think is great, and I think that the writing that you put into it is good enough that sense of discovery is worthy. I think it's really good.
Hell yeah. Cool. That's all I got for Trev proper. But this next question is for Joel and Trevor. Inspired by a Discord post, do you think in the Children of Hurin series we were too hard on Morwen?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just still reeling from fully realizing how bad of a parent she was, but
she could have done better.
I don't think
could have been a lot better.
I don't think her circumstances are an excuse for her actions.
You don't. Okay,
I don't.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Especially if you compare her to every other character in Tolkien. Like, I think she could have done better.
Yeah. Okay.
Too hard? I don't know. Maybe we could have been too hard, but she needs, like, I feel like you can't not be hard on her.
Right. Parents are always when their kids go on to do important or fucked up things, parenting is always up to scrutiny, right?
Indeed.
That's just kind of the way
I suppose that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is Joel. I recently became a parent and caregiver to children, and it lent a new perspective to the children from that I did not have before. Did you take anything away from this series that you want to integrate or avoid in your own parenting?
Yeah, just generally being emotionally available for your children seems to be a pretty big takeaway here. And if you are being emotionally available, don't be overboard like Hurin, who is just like super dramatic and like runs outside and yells into the sky and shakes his fists. And you're like, Jesus. There's a happy medium between these two.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Here's the next question. Did you actually think that this podcast would ever even have this level of success?
No.
Or were you just doing it to hang out and talk Lord of the Rings?
Well, I think we said a lot of times in the beginning, like we were doing this for us. Because we were basically torturing our friends and we felt bad for our friends, making them listen to us. So we started doing this as an outlet. So I don't know. I never thought it would be remotely successful, really.
Yeah.
I kind of hoped it would, obviously, but I never thought it would be.
Yeah.
And like, I wouldn't say we're huge, but
wouldn't it be
I
sick?
never thought we'd get to where we are now.
Wouldn't it be sick if we just did the exact same thing we did, but we made an absurd amount of money and we never had to work?
Man, that'd be crazy.
Well,
if this could be my job,
if this could
that
be
would
my
change
job,
my life.
Yeah, if this could be my job, that'd be super nice, you guys. Make it happen. Donate to the Patreon. Okay. I'm going to ask you next the same question that I asked Trevor, and I'm asking all three of you this. What is your favorite bit that I've written?
Oh, I would probably have to go with Gorgoroth State Park.
Fuck yeah.
That's a classic.
That one
that's a KOT classic.
Everybody involved in that one just for whatever reason decided to show the fuck up for that one.
I think everyone just when we read it and we started like talking about like we knew this was going to be a fun one.
And Ruru went so hard on it, and it was just so fucking Gorgoroth State Park. Wow, wow, beyond words. So fun. I love
go check it out.
Go check it out. My favorite part is elven slaves. Oh my gosh. Okay. Next, Joseph. This is all I got a few for you, bud. What was your favorite deep sea fact that we did? And did you riff all those or did you write them beforehand?
We kind of talked about it. It was written
earlier,
beforehand and then it was kind of just saying shit afterwards.
Yeah, and the little shit you said was I hadn't even heard, so it was fucking hilarious listening to it.
One of the bits that I laughed at, it's really dumb, but I laughed at me calling the orcas who are as intelligent as teenagers dumbasses. Still.
I love that joke because it's so uncalled for. That's what I love. Like
just teenagers are dumbasses.
It's funny. Yeah, I like that one. This one's kind of a follow-up question because a lot of you may or may not know Joe Vaske is a writer on the show. He's helped me write many bits that I almost always forget to credit you for, which I apologize. But many of them, I would say like almost probably like a third of the bits are help at least story ideas by Joe. So Joe, what do you think is the funniest bit that we wrote together for the show?
I guess I don't know if funniest, but I think one of the ones I always liked was the Prince parody with the Balrogs being bad neighbors.
Oh, yeah. Good one.
Dwarves, yeah.
Let's pee in that crevasse over there. That's my favorite line from that one.
Like you all singing Purple Rain.
Purple Rain, yeah. Fuck yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, and we've written. Me and Joe. You may not know this, but we've been writing together since 2006. Which is like fucking 20 years ago now. Holy shit. Yeah, doesn't that make you feel old and shit? Yeah, the first art project we did together was in 2006. Wow. And speaking of that, how long we've known each other, this next question is really going to get you. Fuck, marry, kill the boys of KOT.
I'd arrange for an unfortunate accident to befall all of you and use the publicity to take over the podcast, which would see a huge surge in listeners when people hear about the 3 creators were killed by a grizzly bear on a camping trip.
We were trying to get those sinews.
That sounds like
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah, I was going to say, so I offer you a fuck, marry, kill option, and you say, yes, yes, sir, I would like to kill all three of you, is what you're saying.
He fucked us all over
Yeah.
by killing us all, and then he married the podcast.
By taking our
Yeah.
IP. Yeah.
and then he
Which will
married
be
the IP.
huge now after everyone finds
After we find out that we were
After the
slaughtered.
publicity. Hey, all publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah. Even if you're killed by a grizzly bear on a camping trip. Okay. If you could write any bit or episode for KOT that we haven't done yet, what would it be? Like, you have a fun idea for a fun bit?
I guess my answer is more, I think Trevor should write a comprehensive series on the Lord of the Rings movie games. Like the old Fellowship, the Two Towers,
like
Return
the
of
old
the
PS2
King.
games?
Yeah, because I still remember how pissed off Fellowship of the Ring
The
made me.
Fellowship is trash,
Fucking
and then the
ring
other
rats.
two rule. Yeah.
Wasn't it like a different game company
I think it was a
entirely?
different game company entirely. Yeah, I think they probably got fired after after that first game.
But those were such an integral part of my childhood growing up.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I would love to see a 3-part series on that. That would be fun. What do you think, Trev?
Well, I haven't played the games,
Oh, we got to get a hold of them somehow.
so hopefully they don't suck, because I can only write so many episodes about games that suck.
And that's funny. 'Cause you always, what is it, 2 out of 3 of your games suck now?
You
right?
poor man.
I mean, okay, Return to Moria wasn't that bad, but in the grand scheme of survival,
Oh, no,
crafting
you did
games,
give that one a good review.
It
Also-
was bad in the grand scheme, but it was an okay game otherwise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, War in the North was okay.
Yeah.
Gollum, it might as well just not exist.
Gollum. Ugh. Yeah. Mm.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, potentially.
Okay. Hey, Joe. Next question for you. Are you stoked to start your own, to start our podcast, the one that we're working on? Now that you see how much work it is?
Well, I guess it was kind of good, because I started doing outlines and stuff without really knowing how much work it would be.
Yeah.
So I'm
yeah.
kind of...
You're learning.
But yeah, no, it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, a lot of research and citing things. And
Yeah. No, but I kind of wrote this question in here to partially plug our podcast upcoming, right?
yes, we're finally...
We actually have things done now.
Yeah,
Like,
we've finally done things
Yeah.
for the horror podcast.
Yeah.
So hopefully...
it's coming. Yeah, we don't know. We still don't know a name, but it's coming. And I know a lot of you like horror, so hopefully you'll listen to us too.
Hell yeah, to be announced.
To be announced. Stay tuned. Okay, last question for Joe. If you could make a Tolkien fan film, you were on the episode that we talked about Tolkien fan films, what would it be?
I don't know. For some reason, the idea I had was, I think a mockumentary style look at an orc gang working in Mordor would be fun.
Okay.
Like something like The Office or something except it's just orcs doing
Now what kind of work are they doing? Just
shit
whatever.
around Mordor.
Just
I
orc
think
work.
just orc work around Mordor.
Or
Like
work.
Shelob needs to get her pen cleaned and clean the bodies out of her pit.
Maybe
and-
they're like garbage men or something.
yeah.
Okay. That would be fun. I would I would watch that. Okay, well that's all I have for my 3 friends here. Thanks for answering my questions, guys.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I'm up next. So I'm going to get in this here interview seat.
In the
And
hot seat.
In a hot seat, as they say. My first 4 questions are going to be for both Danny and Joel. So that would be, and we kind of talked on it a little bit, but what would have been your motivation for starting KOT? Like, where did you want it to go?
I wanted to be super famous. No,
Yeah.
I mean, largely we just wanted to give ourselves an outlet, I think.
Yeah. I mean, even further back than that, I was drunk and hanging out with Cody, and he said, "Let's start a podcast," and I said, "Okay."
But that's a good enough reason.
You know, like that was pretty much it. Like there
That
wasn't
was the
much
genesis.
Yeah, that was the genesis of it. Like that.
It was more of a why not kind of
Right.
thing.
Well, because me and Cody were both real big fans of podcasts. We listened to them constantly, and we were like, "That's an art form that I think we could get into, and we could actually do." Because the thing about like when people always say when they hang out with me and my friends for the first time, we're always like, "Wow, you guys are so like your conversations are so lively and funny," right? Like people have said that to me before, like So it's like, yeah, just record them and see how it goes. Basically,
Share it with
you know?
others, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was very little motivation, to be honest with you. And then later on, it like when it became evident that we could actually do it, it was like, yeah, let's do this so other people don't have to listen to us talk about Tolkien all the time.
Yeah, kind of built itself after you started the ball rolling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of just kept on going.
So, okay.
Kept on
Tolkien. Yeah.
Oh no, he did the thing. Okay, if you guys could remake any episode or series, which would you choose?
I think we just did it.
We did just do it. Other than this one, you mean?
Other than the Three Tales of the Elder Days.
Honestly,
Pick a different one.
Maybe the Hobbit stuff.
maybe. Honestly, we could do a lot more comprehensive reason why. We could really eviscerate that fucking thing now.
You know what? You know what?
Yeah.
Better than if you could remake any series, which one would you want to go more in depth on? Like, what is one thing you would really want to know more about?
Honestly, could be that one, but mine would be the Doom trilogy.
More Doom?
Ooh, more.
Yeah,
Doom.
I feel like Doom trilogy could have had more excerpts and stuff too. Like the way we're making episodes back then isn't the same way as we're making them now. So I would like to do a now treatment to the Doom trilogy. Would be fun, in my opinion.
So remakes.
Yeah, it's episode 200, baby. Redo the Doom trilogy.
Do you think you have fans out there that are like, they're George Lucas in the Doom trilogy?
I hope so. Yo, if you guys are upset that we've done this, like like the George Lucas fans back in 2001 or whatever, please hit us up. I would love to be hated, have a former fan. That'd be fun. Wouldn't that be cool to like have fans and then lose them in a way? Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Like because you've had it's like another milestone, right? Like I've had a fan, now I've lost them. That's a milestone in an artist's career, right?
It's true.
I feel like most people don't look for that to happen.
No.
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 Do you agree with that one too, Joel? Would that be one you'd want to dive in deeper?
I think one I might want to dive deeper into is the Princes of the Noldor. I think there's some more princes that we could dive into.
Yeah, we could get back into those for sure.
Mm-hmm.
More elf lore. Okay, and all the Legendarium, what is one thing you wish happened differently? No matter how, I guess, subtle or large.
I don't know. Honestly, I might save Boromir, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but that's kind of, if you save Boromir, you kind of destroy the character, though, because he redeems himself through his tragic death. So, I don't know.
Maybe he could redeem himself another way?
In some other way, like buy pizza for everybody and say, sorry for trying to take the ring. That wasn't chill of me.
I think one thing I'd change is something that I think you brought up during the Fall of Gondolin stuff. When we were talking about one of the earlier versions of the Fall of Gondolin, we talked about how it's different than the canon version because in the earlier version, Morgoth was completely unable to locate the city until he captured Megalon and got the information directly out of him.
Yeah.
Versus the canon version where he found out from Hurin and then he just kind of knew the location for a handful of years and was just kind of like scouting things out for a while and not really going in for the kill. Like, I agree with that sentiment. I think it makes more sense that he wouldn't know the location until he captured Megalon.
So you think the non-canon version is better?
Right.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything in Tolkien you don't like? Or is it all just good, but some things are better than others?
It's hard to say there's something I don't like. I don't know.
I mean, there's stuff I don't. I prefer not to like read about. You know what I mean? Like, not that I prefer not to, but like stuff that I don't go to. Like when I'm sitting just bored, am I going to read the annals of the kings of Numenor? Yes, I am. You know what I mean? Like, am I going? Am I going to listen to the history of the Easterling migrations from the north or whatever from Hildorian? I don't know. Not super interesting. I don't know. It depends, I guess. I don't know what my...
I made it an intentionally difficult question.
Yeah, it's a difficult question.
Because, like, honestly, I don't really think there's anything I don't specifically like, personally.
No, yeah.
Some things are, I don't want to say, like, better than others, but, like, some things are more my taste than others. And I think that would apply to anybody.
Yeah, it's all awesome shit. Like, there's a reason why I do a fucking podcast about it. You know what I mean? Like,
we love this stuff.
I enjoy it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay, next few questions are for Danny. So when you first started the podcast, Danny, what did you imagine the 100th episode would be like?
I imagine it would be 95 episodes away from the end of the series. Does that make sense? Meaning I thought we'd get about 5 episodes in before we quit, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't think that a 100 episode would exist.
Wasn't even an
it is so far down the road that, like, if we made one single episode, I was fucking surprised. When the first episode came out, I was giddy because I was like, we finished an art project.
We're famous.
Yeah, we finished something.
It's on the internet.
Yeah, and it was, so to answer your question, when I started the podcast, did I imagine we would have a 100th episode? Never. What would it look like? It would probably be something like this, some stupid long celebration that only a few people give a fuck about. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably what it would be.
Fair. Next question. If you could do an 8-episode Netflix series, or whatever streaming service, in the universe of one of your bits, which one would it be, and why would it be awesome?
Honestly, one of the bits I really liked that I was closing out a bunch of shit on my writing program and I saw this one pop up. The Trial of Saruman. I think that bit is very funny. And I would I would love to expand it a little bit more. I think it would be fun to do a whole 8 episodes on Saruman, his rise and fall, and then the subsequent trial at the end would be very fun. In my opinion.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I'd want to see that. I would subscribe to Netflix to see that.
Yeah. Pay that. What is it, like $20,000 a
Oh
month
my
now?
God, who even knows? I haven't paid for Netflix.
3 months have
ever
gone
in
by.
my
The
life.
price has gone up.
All right, Danny, if you had the last remaining viewable copy of the Lord of the Rings trilogy and you had to trade 2 of the 3 to save the lives of your family, which one would you keep?
What?
What the fuck?
I'd keep The Two Towers. That's an easy question. Yeah, The Two Towers has always been my favorite book. That one...
these are viewable copies, so these would be the movies.
Oh, the films. Same answer.
Same answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, same answer. Yeah, I think The Two Towers is my favorite film, too. I don't know, man. I just think, like... for different reasons, too, because, like, the Two Towers book doesn't even cover the same shit that the Two Towers movie does, right? Like, Shelob is in the fucking book. It's not in the...
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, for different reasons, yeah, it would always be Two Towers I'd keep. Yeah.
Would you hesitate a little? Would you be like, how much do I love my family?
Oh, jeez, Timmy. I don't know. Yeah. Oh,
Is the fellowship worth it?
This is the last copy.
This is the last copy, Timmy. I mean, yeah, I would hesitate for sure.
All right, Danny, if you got to chill and smoke pipeweed with any of the Valar, which one would you pick and why?
Oh, I'm smoking pipeweed with them?
Yep.
Okay. Ulmo, because Ulmo seems like he gives a shit the most out of anybody.
He is one of the few that takes action.
Yeah, and I love
That's a
chilling.
great answer.
I love chilling in the water too. So like, I would like chill out, like wade out in the water with have a few beers and smoke some pipe tobacco or pipe weed rather. This is the good stuff,
It's the good yeah.
The good stuff.
Yeah, I would say Ulmo.
All right, Joel, you're next.
See.
So, what episode or series are you most proud of as a member of KOT?
What episode or series most proud of? Well, it's hard not to say the one we just completed. I'm super proud of this
Kinda hard,
series.
yeah.
Totally okay to say that.
Yeah, I'm very proud of this series. I think we did a better job on this series than I anticipated. Like,
Yeah, I would agree. I think we did a better job than I thought we would.
like I knew we were going to take our time, but I'm impressed with us. We did a good job, I think.
Yeah, way to go, us.
Way to go, you guys. It shows. All the love and attention. It very much does.
Yeah, I know, and people have been loving the series. So, like, as long as people be loving it and they think we're, and they feel like we're given what we need to be given, we're cool.
Hell yeah.
So, Joel, do you really love the dwarves as much as you say you do? Or is there, like, another people in Middle-earth that might be stealing your heart?
I love the dwarfs. Yeah.
Why? Why dwarves, though?
I
They're
don't
not
know.
even real people.
What the fuck? Whoa.
He's kind of right there.
Whoa,
Iluvatar,
we
like-
gotta slow your roll right now, bro.
Iluvatar, like, pitied them and gave them life.
And they are now real people.
Yeah,
You're
now they're
right
technically
that there
real.
was a period of time where the few of them, the 7, were not, but they're real people. I'm offended.
Well,
I'm offended at the question.
I would also say I think there's a race of people that have at least captured my heart a little bit, and probably Joel's as well, as we learned about this podcast. You know who I'm talking about?
The Druidan?
It's the Druidan, my
Yeah,
friend.
okay.
It's the Druidan.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
That was literally the next thing that popped in. I was like, I do kind of like the Druidan.
kind of like those fuckers. Yeah.
Were those were the guys with the golems?
With the statues that come to life and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the reason I like them so much is because we get so little of it, and
Yeah.
yet there's
It's so
some
awesome.
there's
Yeah.
some hints at some really rich history there, but we just
Mhm.
get so
We
little
just-
of it.
yeah.
I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued by them.
I'm here for it.
All right, Joel, which of the 3 Hobbit movies do you like the best, and how many times have you seen it?
I love the first one the best, and I've seen it twice.
I think I've seen it 3 times.
Damn. Okay.
But
Very straight to the point. I already know that the first one was probably the most respectful, in my opinion. It started well with a nice slow roll, kind of like The Fellowship, and I enjoyed it. They did a pretty good job with a lot of the early stuff. I commend them. The first the first of the Hobbit movies was
first incident.
pretty good. The first incident, Like, when I first saw that movie, that's when I started to get the impression that this could go either way. This could start here and get better, or it could get a lot worse. I didn't know how bad it was going to get, but yeah. Okay, bottom line, first one. Yeah, I like the first one the best, and I think I've seen it twice.
It's like the best one, but I've only seen it twice. I love it. All right, Joel, which unique creature from the Legendarium would you want as a guard dog?
Ooh.
Or slash pet?
Pet. Well, if I wanted anyone watching over me, it would probably have to be either Huon or one of the Great Eagles. And I would never call any of them my pet, because it would be hard to say that a sentient being is your pet. It's more of like your friend or companion or someone that helps you.
Otherwise, it's more of like slavery.
Yeah, it's a little bit slavish.
So I wrote down just a guard dog. I threw pet in there as an extra thing, but that's why I avoided pet initially.
Yeah. If there was someone if I was actually really concerned for my well-being and I needed to make sure there was a guard, I'd probably have an eagle. That seems like the safest bet. Like when an eagle is around, like servants of the enemy straight up like fall on the ground and cower and hide. Like,
well, that's true. And I mean, that helped keep
Huon is pretty great, but he can't fly.
It helped keep Gondolin safe for a while, right?
Indeed.
The eagles.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, here's a few for you. Where did you get the idea for the deep sea facts spits?
So it's actually Danny that came up with the deep sea facts idea from, what was it? What was your
Oh yeah, so
inspiration?
This is inspiration. One of probably my favorite podcasts of all time. Like I said, I'm a true crime nerd, right? So what's the number one true crime podcast on the internet? Last Podcast on the Left, right? You might know that.
We love Last Podcast.
Yeah, super.
LPN,
Yes, super big fans of that show. But they did an episode about the doctor of Auschwitz, Joseph Mengele, and that episode is super disturbing, super fucked up, but it's awesome. You got to listen to it. But they did it was so depressing that whenever they had their most depressing jokes or facts, not jokes, they would give you a home improvement fact, a fact about the show Home Improvement.
Oh my, the show. Yeah, not even just general home improvement.
No,
we're talking
not home
about
improvement
the
facts.
Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Right, and yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, Tim the Toolman Taylor, Tool Time bullshit. Yes,
Henry, right? Who would do it?
Yeah, and they would do. Yeah, Henry would do it. And yeah, and I always thought that was so like those guys are so great and so funny. And the idea that to do just a random palate cleanser like that for something super depressing, I thought was funny. And then I had the idea of having, my best friend Joe do it, and he's kind of a morose, depressing kind of dude. So I was like,
Thank you.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, let's do it super morose and depressing and weird, and do the same thing they did, but our way. And that's kind of how it came out.
I mean, and as far as I'm concerned, the delivery was on point, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I 100% could not be more happy with the Deep Sea Facts. Love that shit.
Joe, what bit do you think you could have done better than Danny?
All of them.
Probably.
Nice.
I'm not even gonna argue with
Are
him.
you trying to say you're the better writer?
No, the bits is doing the bits is fun because Danny knows so much more. So I just kind of will say crazy shit, and then he kind of
work it
helps,
into the lore.
Yeah, he helps fit it into the Legendarium. So
Yeah. Joe comes up with the nonsensical joke ideas, and then I will try to fit them somehow into the lore. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's ridiculous and works anyway. You know what I mean?
So they wouldn't be possible without a team effort.
No, it's very much a collaborative effort. Yeah.
well, and yeah, like he said, we've been doing this for writing in general for a very long time.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Literally 20 years now, partners of the writing, brothers of the pen. Disgusting. And we still don't have our goddamn WGA card. Can you fucking believe that? Oh my God.
Someday.
One day.
Joe, has KOT given you any inspiration for your new podcast you guys are working on?
Yeah, for sure. I really had no idea how any of this even worked or came together until I started hanging around and coming on the podcast and stuff. So, and I mean, I love all the KOT film episodes too, when we talked about Peter Jackson's movies. And,
I love that.
Yeah.
That's one of my fave, the episodes that is not super Tolkien related that we did.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's just about someone who's super important to the Tolkien community, and we just covered his first 3 or 4 films. I can't remember.
Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
yeah. And we're going to do stuff like that with the horror podcast too. Where
Yeah.
we'll-
So if you did like the PJ episode, definitely check out our show, because it's going to be more of that, baby. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
yeah.
All right. Lastly, be honest. Did you actually enjoy Rings of Power?
Yeah, I had mixed feelings. Rewatch the video reviews. I don't know. I'm kind of excited for the next season still. I don't know. I think it's a mixed bag, but there's definitely worse shows.
That's true. I mean, I would also still hold by it has its merits. There's some stuff I can't agree with, but it has its merits. What was the best part of doing video reviews with us about it?
You guys have kind of echoed this, but I think it was kind of just fun to hang out on like a weekly basis and just like we'd watch the episode and then do the review, and it was kind of just a nice excuse to hang out and watch TV.
Yeah.
Which is what I do most nights anyways, so it's like
I was gonna say.
Better with friends, right?
yeah.
Yeah. No, since I moved in with my my fiance and her family, and they had an apartment downstairs, so Joseph is renting that apartment now. So like we just kind of casually do that at the end of the day together, and it's kind of nice, like because we've always, I mean, for how many years we've been a one movie a day type of person, like since we were kids, right? So we try to do our one movie a day together, and that's just and now we're working on the podcast together because he's downstairs, it's super nice.
But yeah, and
Good shit.
like with the Rings of Power and stuff, it's nice to be like, we have to hang out. It's for part of our job. Like I work.
We have to do it, guys.
Have to, or we won't get paid. Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, that's all for my questions.
Sick.
Joel, I pass the seat to you.
Popcorn Joel.
Popcorn Joel.
Hell yeah. We're almost there, you guys. We've come such a long way. We're in the final leg of our journey here. I've just got some simple questions for my three friends here. Let's start with Trevor. What was your favorite KOT moment during this most recent 100 episode series?
I think I'd have to go with the misconnections bit and like and just how it came together. Not even just like the final product, but just that it was like, oh, hey, this could be funny. Oh, and then we have and then it's all of a sudden, hey, there it is.
It exists,
and it is funny.
Yeah.
Like,
I think similar to the Gorgoroth State Park bit, the misconnections bit was another one where everyone kind of came together. We're like, we know this is some gold right here.
We're all 100% confident in this idea, and let's do it. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
yeah, and it wasn't like a super long thing or anything, which I mean really just speaks to the quality of it. It was short, sweet, and hilarious.
Might one say perfect?
Perfect.
Maybe. Next question. What's the greatest or weirdest name that you learned in this series? Because we covered a lot of the earlier versions of these tales where there are a lot of like fantastical fairy tale like names. Does any of them stand out to you?
Well, I mean, I don't know about like weirdest names because I feel like the weirdest ones are the ones I have a harder time remembering.
Right.
Sure.
But the greatest ones, I mean, we kind of named them earlier with the Baron and Luthien stuff. Like, I love Tevildo. I think that is such an awesome name.
Yeah.
The first time I read Meowle, I was
Meowle.
giddy on the inside.
That's
like,
a great name.
Oh, the cat names are pretty
yeah,
fun.
yeah, the cat names are awesome. And just like, I mean, there's a lot of the names that changed over time with like Turlin. Like, that's definitely one of the weird ones, I would say. But yeah, that's what I got.
Hell yeah. Well, what was one thing you learned from the series that you didn't previously know that might have been interesting?
Most things, but I think the thing that I'm most grateful in learning is having been able to be on the full stretch of the Children of Hurin.
There you go.
And really seeing like where it went, because it like, I mean, I'm just like presented.
It went places.
Yeah, it went places,
and then it continued to go places.
It
and
really did.
I only got part of the story initially, so coming back and getting the full circle was it was really awesome.
Yeah, for six whole goddamn episodes, you got it.
Yeah, instead of 2 it was 6. I got a
Yeah.
lot. It was awesome.
Well, this whole series was quite an undertaking. Would you say you feel fulfilled?
No,
No.
no.
Never.
No, because there's so much to Tolkien and there's so much information, and we're just at over 100 episodes, and I'm sure there's a lot more that we could dive into. And I just love learning new things. It's a fascinating universe.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that answer.
I don't know if I can ever be sated.
Never.
All right, well, let's move over to Danny. So same questions over here. What's your favorite organic KOT moment that you've had during this recent 100 episode
So-
special series?
In the series, let's see. Yeah, I really like. Honestly, it's probably our moment that keeps getting deleted from TikTok. The Baron eating the flesh of of orcs. Possibly.
It is unconfirmed but not denied.
Yeah, that was
that he may or may not eat the flesh of the servants of Morgoth.
Very funny organic moment. I think one of my favorite organic moments of all time off the top of my head was when, like, I still laugh at this when I hear it, is in the 420 episode when Trevor, he must have not have been, like, he must have not heard what I said fully when I was talking about beer being
I remember this.
Do you remember that? When I was
Yep.
like, beer is the second most potable, drank potable liquid, and you were like, wait, you mean in real life? He thought I was giving a Middle Earth lore fact.
I did.
And I was giving a real life lore fact. He's like, have we just been drunk the whole time? I just love that. Just you coming to like, wait, people are so drunk. Yeah.
Well, what's one thing that you learned in this series that you didn't previously know?
I learned a lot of stuff about the early versions of the Fall of Gondolin. Didn't know a whole lot about that to begin with. I mean, I had read the book when it came out, but I hadn't really sat down with it, you know? So
yeah, that early version, there's just so much more.
So much crazy shit in there. Yeah, a lot of that I did not know. I learned a shitload on this. It's really too much to even talk about how much I fucking learned.
It's really too much. I learned too much.
Too much.
On the subject of some of those earlier versions, was there any crazy, weird names that stand out to you? Anything fun?
By far, Flinding Bo Duilin. Yeah.
Flinding Bo
Duilin. Yeah.
That's Gwyndor, right? Early name for Gwyndor?
Early name for Gwyndor.
Hell yeah.
Which is my favorite, second favorite early name next to Teleporno.
Teleporno. I forgot all about Teleporno.
Celeborn's early name. Love that. Teleporno.
Well, this was a hell of an undertaking for all of us. Do you feel fulfilled after this series?
Oh yeah, it's kind of been because you did the last series, like so you did the Fall of Gondolin, the last 4 episodes we did, right?
Right.
So I haven't had to write an episode other than bits in a long fucking time. So I felt fulfilled when I finished Children of Hurin, and then we went on break.
You did a hell of a job, and everything you've contributed since then too.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm fucking busy all the time with the kids, but I try to contribute as much as I fucking can. And I felt really, really fulfilled after having recorded and got episode 6 of Children of Hurin in the can. I mean, I remember I was talking about it in therapy and everything, like how I was just like, I just want this to be perfect and done, like, you know, and I'm super fucking happy with the way it turned out, guys.
Do you feel it has been exercised?
Exercise is a good word. Yes. Yes.
Well, in how many episodes do you think there will be in the 1000th episode special?
I feel like, because like 15 is a joke number, but it's not. And then it's got to be, I'm going to do 20 episodes.
20 episodes.
Yeah.
That's only,
no.
20, that's only 5
25.
More than
a quarter of
25?
a quarter of
Okay.
a quarter of 100. 25 motherfucking episodes.
Let me jump back to Trevor for that too, because I think I think I neglected you that question. I wanted to ask you that as well. How many episodes do you think will be in the 1000th episode special?
It's tough. I feel like after 1,000 episodes, like what would we not have covered? So a series of remake episodes.
It would have to be. Yeah.
It would have to be. Who knows? Maybe by the 1,000th episode, there will be some new published material, and we'll just go and do all of that.
And just go nuts with it.
Yeah. Maybe they found like a trunk full of unpublished Tolkien shit in Argentina somewhere. You know,
just, buried off the coast somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would get up to 25 episodes. I think even 15 is still saying a lot. I feel like at 1,000 episodes, we would have learned something.
we would have learned how to be more concise.
We might have gotten better.
So, maybe 2 to 3 episodes, I would say, for the special.
Damn, really? We're going to be that concise, huh?
That good.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I don't think that we'll be dumb and pick a really long series to do
Good
for
point.
it.
I think that's smart.
Good
Very
point.
smart. You give us a lot of credit.
Yeah, you do.
Well, let's bring Joe into the mix here and ask you that same question. How many episodes do you think the 1000th episode special will be?
My brain was just like, who's gonna be left by 1,000?
By 1,000
I was like,
episodes.
is America gonna be standing?
Yeah. Well,
Who will be there to listen? Like,
we will broadcast our 1,000th episode to the cinders of the wasteland. Right? Yeah.
if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around
Yeah.
to hear it, does it make a sound?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe by the 1,000th episode, our kids will be the ones doing the podcast.
Yeah. We'll have to
True.
make them
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
It's a bloodline thing.
Passed down from generation to generation.
Avenge me.
Well,
Yeah.
Joe, did you have a favorite KOT moment?
The one that popped into my head was I was laughing when you guys were talking about pooping while doing a cannonball into Lake Helivorn.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. The orcs
yeah.
defiling
The
the
cannonball.
water.
Yeah,
dude.
defiling the water. Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had been talking about the pools of Yvern and when Tuor and Veronway come across the defiled pools, and we talked about the defilement of Lake Helivorn. And
Yep. Yeah. 'Cause
and then Danny pulled out an old reference from, God, that was like,
that was probably season 2.
that might have been
one,
season 1 or 2, yeah, about the Cannonball Duke.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's one thing that you learned this series that you didn't previously know?
I also learned a lot. One of my favorite characters, though, that I learned about was Beleg, and how
yeah.
his relationship progressed with Turin. He is a badass. And then, yeah, it was just cool. I feel like the Fall of Gondolin was the tale that I knew the least about, so it was just cool to learn about that. The gates were really cool.
Oh, yeah, I love the gates.
Yeah, that was fun to learn about.
And Beleg really is the bestest of friends.
He is.
Yeah, that was so fucked up how he died. That was, yeah,
Super
that was
sad.
fucked.
Yeah, it makes sense that Turin's hair would turn white. Like, that was tragic.
Yeah. Fuck.
So did you feel fulfilled after the series?
Yeah, I felt, well, yeah, and I did like very minimal work. So, but I felt I felt fulfilled in the sense that I feel like I'd heard lots of little bits and pieces from all these tales over the years, just from just hanging around Danny and you guys. But I feel like this is the first time I actually like kind of sat down and heard them front to back. So that was
all the information in sequence.
yeah, so that was cool. So yeah, I felt very fulfilled that I feel like I kind of know a lot more
Hell yeah.
than I did.
Well, we're all glad you were here on the experience with us.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And be sure to catch more Joe Vaske on Untitled Horror Podcast.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. Yeah, just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, let's just jump into some final thoughts. And wow, we did it.
Yeah. It's over now.
It's over now.
We can retire.
I think we can disband the podcast.
Over
Yes.
my dead body.
Officially disbanded.
Yeah, that's God. That's pretty much everything we've got for you today, I think.
Yeah. Our next episode will be episode 118. That'll be next season starting, season 9?
It's yep, that's right. Season
Jesus
9 is going to be starting in
Christ.
September of this year. So stay
Yes.
tuned for that. We'll be starting off with talking about the new Tolkien game coming, The Tales of the Shire.
Yeah, you guessed it. It's a Trev episode. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, buddy, Trevisoda's coming.
Trevisode.
Hold on to your underpants.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to KOT Podcast. Please subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you stay up to date on us and our new episodes. If you could also rate us and possibly give us a review on whatever app you use, that would be super fucking cool. That helps boost us in the algo and just really makes us feel better about ourselves. Please check out our new website, www.keepontolkien.com. This is a hub for all things KOT. It'll take you wherever you need to go in the KOT extended universe.
And a big thank you to our patrons on Patreon, especially to our certified Tolkieneers who chose to go the extra mile to support us. That's Rob C., Nienna, Jessica G., and Carms CP. Thank you guys so much. Big shout out.
You guys roll. And yeah, that's those people have a special category on our Discord.
That's right.
Yeah, so if you want that special color, I think it's gold.
That's right.
Yeah, make sure you do that.
But just also subscribing in general on Patreon not only helps support us, but unlocks some exclusive content. So you can go check that out at patreon.com/KOT podcast. We also accept one-time donations if, subscriptions are not your speed. We appreciate anything you're willing to offer. Thank you so much.
And as always, don't forget to follow us on social media. The first place you should go, obviously, is our Discord. That's where all of this stuff is happening. And I know we say this all the time, but like it has really been popping even more lately.
Yeah, even more than usual.
I've had people to respond to every day for like the past week or two. So
I'm having a hard time keeping up with it.
Yeah. It is. It's hard to keep up with sometimes. But you can still find us on TikTok and on X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And if you don't like, if you just want like a good spot to find all that stuff, just go to keepontolkien.com. It's the hub for everything. We got all our social stuff on there. And if you want to help support us just a little bit more, you can go to our merch store. The link is there, but I have to say it. It's keep-on-tolkien-podcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Nailed it every time.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, also, just before we go, I would like to throw out one more thank you to the crew of KOT. I mean, you guys are the best crew I could ever ask to work for.
Yeah.
Work with.
We work with each other.
Yes, we work with each other. It's been the joy of my life to have this art project take off. What a weird thing to have happen, right?
Round of applause for us.
Round of
guys.
applause.
Good job.
Clap, 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 clap.
Golf clap.
To many more.
All right. Well, that's all from us. I'm Danny J.
And I'm Joel N.
I am Trevor D.
I'm Joe Vaske.
And all together we are...
Keep on Tolkien.
I'm going to do it like those possible versions of ourselves from the 1930s. Ready?
All right, and Tulaba.